All right, I think we're live. Welcome to the stream. So we're going to start the official retrospective in a little bit. But there were a few Savvy Guy videos that I wanted to, or a couple that I wanted to watch that weren't from 2025, but I felt like we watched them toward the beginning of 2025. And so I thought like they kind of made sense with our Savvy Guy story. So these are two videos that were not in 2025, but they were right at the end of the year, which is right around, I think, when we started featuring or watching them on Boyd Watch. What's up, Jerry? So we're gonna watch these two, and then at 8:15, which is in about half an hour, we'll segue into the actual retrospective. So for right now, we're just gonna watch a couple of these late 2024 videos that I think deserve to be part of the stream. So this is one of my favorite Savvy Guys of all time. It's from December 30th, 2024. I never met a godly woman because they don't exist.
What's going on, guys? Hope you guys doing all right. Hope you
What's
guys
up, Ember?
doing all right, guys. Happy New Year's. I want to talk to you guys about if there was a such thing as a God-fearing woman, you would have met her already. You know, there are certain people who,
Nighttime
you'll see
Keno
women
walk.
who proclaim to be these God-fearing women. And I know you see these videos online about women talking about how they're a God-fearing woman. There's no such thing as a God-fearing woman.
Oh, I'll be right back. Forgot my hitter.
This is one of the main reasons to why I'm no longer a Christian. Because I understand there is no such thing as a God-fearing woman. I grew up going to church. I never met a woman in church that was godly. Women in church are narcissistic demons. People that go to church are narcissistic. You know, they people that go to church are evil in general. You know, and that's what I had to understand about church people. Church people are not good people. They're wicked.
Sorry about that.
They're just not good people. You know, you'll find a lot of narcissistic people in church, a lot of fake, a lot of phony people that go to church, a lot of demonic people that hide behind the Bible. I'm leaning more towards, if someone was to ask me what is my religion, I don't carry a religion anymore. I used to be Christian, but as of now, I'm no longer Christian. I've hung up my Christian jersey. I'm just not a Christian anymore because I realized that being a Christian, it's a waste of time and energy because, you have to ask yourself, what has it done for you? And you got a lot of demonic, evil, wicked people that go to church. And you got a lot of demonic people that hide behind the Bible. I'm starting to believe that, because, I know some people don't even believe in God at all. But I'm leaning more to the fact that...
Savvy has such a complicated relationship with religion, but it always seems to come back to just the fact that what he really is upsetting about it to him is that he didn't meet a woman. He couldn't find a good woman in church, which seems like to him the one place you should like for sure be able to find a good woman.
I know that, it's all a game. And I just want to tell you guys that there's no such thing as a godly woman. There's no such thing as a godly woman. I used to want to believe that there's a such thing as a godly woman. A godly woman does not exist. Because you got to think, if you was raised going to church, don't you think by now you would have met a godly woman? I mean, think about it. Let that simmer. Let that simmer. If you was raised going to church,
Road
don't
sign
you
content,
think by
Luke
now
West.
you would have met a godly woman? I never met a godly woman in my life. And I grew up going to church. Never met a woman that wanted to build with me. Never met a woman that wanted to be my wife. Never did. Um,
What's up, Brilliant Promise?
I know for a fact
Did you
there's
change your
no
name?
such thing as a godly woman. The idea of a godly woman is a made-up idea. You know, and women and people who say that they're Christian, people who say that they're godly, piss them off. You'll see they're not godly. There's no such thing as a godly man. There's no such thing as a
He's looping again. Yeah, I think this was like the second video that we ever watched on one of the Boyd shows about Savvy
godly
Guy.
woman. But in this presentation, I'm gonna focus on there's no
Yeah, if talk about loops, today is going to be loop after loop after loop, fucking 3 hours of
such
Savvy
thing
Guy.
as a godly woman. And women who say that they're virtuous, they ain't virtuous. I've seen videos online of
How you
women
doing, Rome
saying
Chat?
that they're virtuous. Women saying that they godly. They ain't godly. They of Satan. You know? They of the devil. And they are not godly women. I know because I grew up going to Creflo Dollar Church.
Yep, Creflo
So I
Dollar, that
know
comes up a lot.
There are no such thing as godly women. Because I grew up going to church and I never met a godly woman that
Is
wanted
that
to
you,
be my
Kim,
wife.
under a different name?
So, I know that there's no such thing as a godly woman. Crossing this street,
Oh, you have the day off? Nice.
there's no such thing as a godly woman. That is a made-up idea. That is a made-up philosophy. It is a lie. There's no such thing as a godly woman. You know, and you got to ask yourself.
Creflo Dollar is like a mega church.
Raised Christian and raised in
Kim,
the church.
everybody's gonna know
If
that's you
there was
because
a
of how you
such thing
talk.
as a godly woman, how come you never met one? How come you never met a godly woman? Ask yourself that. Why you never met a woman that was godly?
Corpse paint?
Because a godly
Sounds
woman
good.
don't exist.
What is corpse
That's
paint?
why I made a vow
Is
to
that a
myself
strain or
years
a
ago. I'm not
mushroom
going to be
or-
a Christian no more. Someone asked me, what is your religion? I'm just non-religious.
I don't carry a
I don't go
religion.
to church. I'm not a Christian. I gave it up. There comes a point in life where you just got to give up. You got to throw in the towel, give up, and quit and say the hell with it.
Yep.
And that's what I did when it came to Christianity. You know, it is what it is. See,
That's
I
true,
think I'm
Kim.
just too cutthroat and I'm too raw for most people. See, most people would say the kind of attitude I got is negative. I'm just too official. I'm
Too
too
official.
real. And a lot of people can't handle this realness. And there are some women out there who, quote unquote, say that they godly women. They would
It
be
kinda
offended
sounds
by
like
this
a-
presentation
Like a
because they
plant
know
name
I'm
too,
right.
like a mushroom or
There's
something.
no such thing as a godly woman. And if there was a godly woman, you got to ask yourself, how come you ain't met one? Especially if you was raised Christian. You was raised in the church. How
Oh,
come you didn't
Blueberry.
meet no woman in church that wanted to be your wife?
What's up,
that wanted to
Daninsky?
build the future with you?
Daninsky, you were not gonna believe, man. I was so hard to pare these, to pare the actual retrospective down. I ended up with like 5 hours of just stuff that I thought was necessary, and I had to cut that down like so much. Savvy Guy had a crazy year.
How come you didn't meet a godly woman in the church? If there's a such thing as a godly woman, because people in church are not of God. People in church are shallow. People in church are wicked.
Kept you from
That's what I
selling
had
out.
to understand. The people in church are not of God themselves. It's just a title and a facade that they like to put on. These women that's saying that they godly women, they're not godly women.
I love the
They the
emotion in
same
this
women
one.
that's clapping they behind in body taps. They the same women that's clapping they behind in strokers in Magic City.
Let's go.
There is no God-fearing woman. You know? There's no God-fearing woman. My mom was talking to me about a godly woman. A godly woman don't exist.
There we go, his
Because in
mom.
35 years, I never met a godly woman that wanted to do anything for me, that wanted to cook me a meal, that wanted to give me some booty. And see, when it come to women, all I care about is sex anyway.
This is, I mean, this is where an already like amazing presentation just rockets into the stratosphere, in my opinion.
I don't care if a woman is a demon. Long as she look good, got a fat drum back there. That's all I care about anyway. You know, I don't care about the mind. So you got some men, they don't care about the physical. All I care about is diving in some guts when it comes to a woman. I don't care about nothing else. All I care about is blasting off, busting nuts. You know, that's all I really care about, and just being honest.
Blasting off.
You know, I don't care about the mind of a woman. I don't care if a woman is intelligent. I don't care if she's a good person. All I care about is sex and blasting off. That's all that matters to me. I don't care about nothing else, because nothing else matters. And that's the mentality I got. And I know that there's no such thing as a God-fearing woman. My mom used to talk to me about a God-fearing woman. You got to get a godly, virtuous woman. That don't exist. Because in 35 years of my life,
never met one.
I never met a godly woman. Where the
Exactly,
godly women
Rumcha.
at? They don't exist. It's just like the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny don't exist. Because in 35 years, I never met a God-fearing woman. They don't exist. You know, people used to tell certain dudes, you know, you got to get in church. You know, you'll find you a good woman that want to be your wife if you get in church. That's a lie. Because you grew up going to church. I mean, within that span of time, if there was a God-fearing woman, you would have met
So much
one.
culture lost.
But you didn't meet one, because they don't exist. And this is one.
I've seen a couple of Oreo Man archives that aren't too bad. Of course, I mean, he's such a prolific content creator. Like, it's hard to imagine unless somebody was just documenting everything. But I've seen some decent sized Oreo Man archives.
The main reasons to why I'm no longer a Christian, because I realized that Christianity is nothing more than a joke. It's all a joke. My father has read the whole Bible. You know, I used to think about being a preacher. My dad told me that the Bible is nonsense.
That comes up from time to time as well, the idea of him becoming a preacher.
See, I got a real type of daddy. My dad ain't never been no dude that's caught up in religion. He know that stuff is foolishness. And in my 35 years of life, I haven't met a God-fearing woman, because I know they don't exist. They do not exist. You know, so don't let nobody tell you that, oh, you got to get in church. You know, you get in church, man, you'll find you a good God-fearing woman that want to marry you. You'll find you a good godly woman that want to build a future with you. No, you're not. You ain't going to find that. You know, people in church judge you by looks, money, and status as well. Because in church, it's all a game. It's all a game, you know, and the people that's talking about they sanctified, they not of God. They not of God. You know, they truly not of God.
You don't cry,
and
Kim?
I just see that religion is nothing more than, you know, that church stuff, man.
You seem more driven by anger than sadness.
I know it's a bunch of foolishness, because I was indoctrinated in it growing up as a child. And when people try to tell you, man, just get back in church, man, you'll find you a good God-fearing woman. They just talking out the side of their neck. They just telling you anything, because they telling you to look for something that don't even exist. How dumb is that? You gotta look for something that don't even exist. You gotta look for something that's not even real.
I wonder if it was because, like, I've seen some of Savvy's older content, and the tone is different at times, but he was always kind of a little bit goofy. Some of the people that I've seen from around that same era, like, they're very serious. I wonder if Savvy Guy didn't get, like, kind of swept up whenever the more serious, like, I mean, his stuff is grim, but I just feel like he's not as, like, serious or dark as some of the other Black Pill creators are. So maybe he just got swept up in with the
so you might as well be looking for Santa Claus or looking for flying reindeer. Because if you've been going to church your whole life,
Brenda Kahn, who the fuck is Brenda Kahn?
You have not met a God-fearing woman, that's because they don't exist. It's a facade.
Facade.
It is a facade. And any woman who tells me that she's a woman of God, that's a joke. That's a joke. There ain't no woman of God, and there are no men of God.
Equal
That's
opportunity.
Nonsense that people talk because it sounds good. That whole man of God, woman of God talk, that's just a bunch of nonsense that people like to talk. It's foolish talk. That's what it is. You know, it's foolishness.
Oh, here she is.
You mean to tell me you went to church your whole life and you never met a God-fearing woman?
Brenda Kahn.
You never met a woman
this is
that
like
wanted to be your wife.
A music lady.
You never met a woman that wanted to build with you. Because people used to always say, you know, you want a good woman, go to church. Well, a lot of us grew up going to church, and we never met a God-fearing woman because they don't exist. You know? See, a lot of the things that...
Hey, Vinny, yeah, you'll be in Saturday's thumbnail. You'll be in it with the Heathen and Flexum.
We was taught growing up, especially being indoctrinated with religion and going to church, a lot of us was lied to.
I love this nighttime,
you know,
vibe too.
Because there's no such thing as a God-fearing woman. I'm just here to bust a lot of bubbles. That God-fearing woman stuff is a myth. That's foolishness. You might as well believe in Santa Claus if you believe in a God-fearing woman.
Brenda,
but you guys let me know what you think about this presentation. How do you guys feel about a God-fearing woman?
I'll have to let you know when I meet one, savvy guy.
Because I know it's nonsense. You know? You got dudes, they was going to church since they were little kids.
Church hoes, the best hoes. What's up, Robot Glock?
Somebody if a God-fearing woman existed. But that's just something to marinate on. Have a good night. Happy New Year.
Okay, so that one he made on December the 30th of last year, and this is the other one I want to watch. It's from December. Okay, so this, keep in mind as you watch this, he was recording this on Christmas Eve. This is the video that came up in the algorithm that I originally saw, but I didn't click on, and then I saw a second video, which was There Are No Godly Women. But the name of this video is When is a Good Age to Pay for the Box?
How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing okay this evening. I want to talk to you guys about happy holidays. I want to talk to you guys about when is a good age to start paying for box. Now, someone left this comment on a video of mine, and they were wondering, they felt this would be a good topic for me to talk about. You know, I feel the perfect age to start paying for box really is age 14, because 14 is when you enter high school. That's when most people enter high school. Some people still in middle school at 14.
This is an unhinged
their birthday's
video.
Late or they got held back a grade. But most people enter high school at 14. And that's why I say 14 years old is a good age to start paying for box. I was talking to a guy.
All right, Kib.
Earlier, chopping it up with a dude, we're just talking about life. He was telling me about his kids and stuff. He's 37, by the way. And dude had a full beard. He actually looked like a grown man. You guys know what I'm saying.
This is such... Even this part of it is so crazy that Savvy's like, I met up with my buddy that's the same age as me, and he looked like a real adult. Bro, you look like a real adult. You look like... like, what is I'm not sure. Maybe, like, mentally savvy guy feels he's not there, but, like, he definitely looks like a grown-up.
The dude actually looked like a grown man. He was telling me about his son, his daughter, his family, his wife, things of that nature. And we were just talking.
I think he goes to massage parlors for handies, but he's really paranoid. Well, I don't want to say paranoid. I mean, he's just really careful about, like, I think he's too worried about STDs to hook up with a prostitute. I could be wrong, though.
Talking about life, just having a good discussion about life. And kids need guidance. and it made me think about this topic here. And children do need guidance. That's why I say 14, in my personal opinion, is a good age to start paying for the box, because that's when you're young. That's when you enter high school, and that's the age where you truly have a clear understanding of where you stand when it comes to the opposite gender. You know, that's a beautiful sunset.
Yes.
Beautiful sunset.
Be serious,
Beautiful
Daninsky.
sunsets here.
It's just so weird that he was
Let me
like,
know
he
if
had
you
a
guys
full
have ever
beard.
visited
He was a
Henry
grown
County.
up. Yeah, dude, he's
Beautiful
the same age as
scenery here
you.
in Henry County. Alpharetta's nice too. We were just in Alpharetta. But you guys, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys know what I'm saying. Like 14, you pretty much have a good understanding of where you
Was it
stand
Savvy
when it
Guy's
come to
dad,
females.
Kim,
You
that
kind of
was
know where you
following you?
stand when it come to females in middle school, but you definitely have a good understanding of where you stand by the time you enter high school. And that's why I say 14 is a good age to start paying, because a lot of guys should have been told the truth when they were young. They should have been told, like, look, dude, you're not a guy that women find attractive. Females are not checking for you like that, and you're gonna have to pay for the box. You're just gonna have to pay. But see, a lot of guys were gaslit, a lot of guys were ridiculed, a lot of guys were lied to, and that's what hindered a lot of us.
What's up, Dave's channel?
The fact that we were lied to and not told the truth about a lot of things. You know, that's one thing that hindered a lot of us, being lied to and just not being told the truth about life and, you know, just how things really work in the real world. And that's why I say this is why parents and this is why fathers need to be in their son's life. And this is why boys need some kind of
That
male
sounds
guidance,
awful,
because I feel for, you know, if a lot of guys started paying for box at 14, you know, you wouldn't have dudes who 30-some years old, 40-some years old with no sexual experience. But see, it boils down to guys being told the truth about their circumstance, being told the truth about where they stand and where they fit in, you know, far as their SMV, the sexual market value. But a lot of guys were just gaslit and lied to know eternity. And if, you know, when you're young, especially, you know, in those teen years, you know, if you're hanging out with dudes who bag a lot of chicks, you know, they attract a lot of females naturally. If they see that females are not attracted to you, they gonna turn on you. They gonna write you off as a square, and they not gonna want to associate with you. And that's just the truth. This is
You
why
don't want to get written off as
I
a
feel
square.
if guys were just told the truth from a young age, and if they weren't lied to, they'd have a better advantage and they'd be in better positions. You know, this is why if a lot of these dudes were told that you just gonna have to pay for the box young, if they were told that, if these guys were just told the truth from a young age, then you wouldn't have dudes who 30-some years old, even dudes in their 20s, who have no sexual experience when it comes to women, you know?
What does he mean by
This is why
that?
guys
No
need
sexual
to be told the
experience
truth
when it comes to
young,
women.
instead of being lied to. But, you know, a lot of dudes, you know, they're lied to, you know? They're told, you know, a lot of young dudes, especially in those teen years.
What's
they're
up, Jeremy?
told, oh, you got to work on your game. You got to work on your personality. You got to work on your confidence. A lot of dudes are just totally lied to, and they're not told the truth about their circumstance, you know? And just imagine if dudes was told the truth when they were young. Like, dude, you just gonna have to pay for the box. Chicks ain't gravitating to you. Females are not receptive to you, so you just gonna have to pay
Listen,
for
buddy,
it.
females aren't
If guys were
receptive to
told
you.
the truth
Sorry.
like that at a young age, you wouldn't have grown dudes out here who are totally clueless. Because it looks really
Deep thoughts.
embarrassing
Oh, yeah.
that you got full-grown dudes out here who have no real experience sexually. You know, that's not a good look.
Christmas Eve, this
You know,
video was made.
It's not a good look at all. And it's sad. You know, you got grown dudes who just don't have any sexual experience, um, it's not a good look.
Hey, it's me.
And you know, if dudes was just told the truth about their circumstances young, then they'd be in a better position. They'd be in a way better position if they was just told the truth about their situation, and they wasn't lied to like that. Because being lied to can definitely hurt you. And there's some fathers who took their sons to brothels and hooked their sons up with females when they were teenagers and got them acclimated to being intimate with females and things of that nature. Gave them a rubber and showed them how to use it and all of that. I think that's very imperative for young guys. They say that a lot of I'm not saying that teenage boys need to be.
I do remember that in that movie Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, the dad in that movie like got his son laid like Savvy Guy's talking about.
Sleeping around, but that's the age that it starts. And it's better to have experience young than trying to gain experience at 40 or trying to gain experience at 21, 22 or trying to gain experience in your 30s, because when you're a full-grown man and you don't have that intimate experience, if you don't have experience with intimacy, that's not a good look. It's really a bad look, and it's really embarrassing, especially at a certain age. Especially if you're a man that's 30-something years old, it's just not a good look. It's definitely embarrassing. And I feel that's why I say 14, I think that's a great age for dudes to start paying for the box. That's a wonderful age. You gain a lot of experience, and
Jesus,
it'll help you out.
Be mindful of the algorithm, Savvy Guy.
We all know it should come natural. That's why I say when you're a teenager and you see that it come natural for certain guys, but it don't come natural for you, it can be very devastating. And it can really, it can really damage your self-image too. It's just unfortunate that this is reality for certain dudes. But yeah, what do you guys think? What age do you think you should start paying for the box? I say 14 because that's the age that you really know where you stand when it comes to females. That's the age that you enter high school. You have a judgment even when you're in middle school, but you definitely have a accurate judgment of where you stand when it comes to females when you enter high school. But you guys leave your comments on this presentation. Hope everybody liked the Christmas stream. Who knows? I may end up going live again today. I might go live again today. Be on the lookout. If it's not today, it'll be New Year's Eve.
Hey, Media Hits. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a great stream. I can't wait.
But if I don't go live today, make sure you guys.
It was rated X by an all white jury. It's a really wild movie.
Tune in for the New Year's live stream. If it's not New Year's Eve, if the New Year's stream is not New Year's Eve, it'll be a New Year's stream on New Year's Day. But you guys leave your comments on this presentation. Hope everybody have a happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
Merry Christmas. And we will be talking very, very soon. Peace out.
All right, so that was on Christmas Eve. So those were the two videos that I wanted to watch that weren't technically part of 2025, but they were kind of part of our Savvy Guy 2025. Plus, I think they're both Kino videos. So we're going to officially move into, you don't classify me as human? Wow, thanks. All right. We're gonna go into the actual retrospective now. We're gonna go chronologically through Savvy Guy's, what I feel like are some of his best videos. This is not representative of everything on his channel that's good. I tried to make them as varied as possible within his framework. There were like 40 some videos in the original version of this, which was hours longer than I could do. And that was really paring it down. So it was really difficult to choose which videos to keep in because there were literally so many good ones. But I first found Savvy Guy like pretty much at the end of last year, and then Daninsky kind of brought me up to speed on his lore, and then we ended up expanding, and now Savvy Guy is pretty much the headliner. He's the franchise player of Boit Watch Live. I don't see anybody else that's made like even close. I don't think anybody is even close to Savvy over the last year on making videos. I just feel like he's by far the best video creator. Probably my favorite overall YouTuber of 2025 is Savvy Guy, I think. Just banger after banger. You get these like little lore arcs. You get, especially if you go into the comments too and read how his people respond to some of the stuff that he says. But I've had a good time getting to know Savvy Guy and getting more into the Black Pill content. But those two videos that we just saw were the first two that we ever watched. But if we want to look at just the 2025, I think we need to start with his New Year's Eve check-in, which is we've watched also, where he talks about I think he talks about popping bottles, if I remember right. But this is what I consider to be the highlights of Savvy Guy's 2025. But I mean, there are just countless videos. So this is by no means considered like me saying that these are the only good things that he put out. You don't consider him human in any skin. I don't know what that means. All right, so this is New Year's Eve check-in. This is New Year's Eve of December 31st, 2024.
What's going on, guys? What you guys planning on doing for New Year's? I want to talk about New Year's. Now, New Year's Day, a couple days into the new year, I want you guys to be looking out for a live stream. More than likely, I'm planning on I'm not going to give an indefinite date, but sometime in January into the new year 2025, I'm going to be doing a live stream.
And we will be watching them chronologically as well, so it'll give us a little bit of a look of what all he's been through.
And I want some women to call in, and I want some people who've never called in before to call in. But I want to say for the record, let's keep the chat clean. Let's not try to do too much profanity. Let's not try to say anything that would incriminate ourselves. You don't want to say nothing derogatory. We want to keep it professional. 2025 is coming. It's a brand new year that's upon us. 2024 brought a lot of trials and tribulations our way, but
just a big old thumbprint on the camera.
We'll just have to wait and see, get some popcorn, and
what's up, F-Wood?
See what 2025 bring us. I got the 2025 champagne flutes. Gonna be popping them bottles of champagne. You gotta pop a bottle of champagne for New Year's. That's just mandatory. And I will be drinking some champagne for New Year's, and I hope you guys be drinking some champagne or whatever you planning on drinking for New Year's Eve. But yeah, we got a new year upon us. These years don't last for nothing no more. I remember it used to seem like back in the day, the new year used to take a long time to get here. It used to really take a long time to get here. I'm going to eventually make another presentation giving my thoughts on antinalism. I'm going to make another presentation talking about that.
Random.
New Year's Eve, man, I'm not going to lie, for New Year's Eve, man, just for something to do. One dude was telling me for New Year's Eve, he ain't been to church in 9 years. A dude was telling me he thinking about going to church for New Year's Eve. Leave your comments in this presentation. Would you go to church for New Year's Eve? Just for something to do? I haven't been to church since 2017, and
popping bottles.
I can see, even though I have not been to church in 7 years, when you're raised in church, I'm gonna just say this for the record, and the people who was raised in church can relate to this. When you are raised in church and you're indoctrinated with religion,
Cranking
that
it.
stuff grooms you to be a certain way. It grooms you to be nice. It grooms you to be overly humble.
I
It
mean, it's the holidays. He's really just coping. I mean, it's him that wants to go back to church, but it's probably just because he doesn't want to be, it's a social, holidays have like a social element to it, and some people, need to feel that. So I think that's what's going on with Savvy Guy here.
grooms you to be overly trusting of people. It makes you a certain way. Even years later, when you have totally stopped going to church, you still see some of those traits within yourself. Can I get a champagne glass in the comments of this video?
Champagne
Let me
glass
get a
in the
champagne
comments.
glass in the comments of this video. If you guys can relate to that, if you're a person who has not been to church in a couple years, but you still see how it shaped you and how it molded you into a person, let me get a champagne in the comments of this presentation.
I watched the Netflix Diddy documentary last night. And beside the fact that my coat that I wear, the same design is shown frequently throughout the documentary, the whole time I just kept thinking, like, Savvy Guy, that's what Savvy Guy wishes that he had, was like the Diddy lifestyle. Because he's always talking about the baby oil, and all he thinks about is sex and blasting off.
See, you know, that religion, it grooms you to be a certain way. And I know it didn't just affect me. It affected a lot of people. But in the African American community, let me get another champagne in the glass in the comments of this presentation. Religion is part of our culture. That's just how we're raised. If you talk to the average brother, average sister, they'll tell you that they grew up going to church. That's just a part of our culture. That's how we're raised. And I know I'm not the only one that was brought up like this. But once you start using
Is Kim
some common
bullying
sense
people in the
and
chat?
once you become an adult, you can decipher what makes sense and what don't make sense. As an adult, you don't need no one to tell you what makes sense and what don't make sense. You're not slow. So, that's why a lot of us, once we become adults, we tend to back away from it. But even though I've backed away from the church and haven't been to church in many years, I still see how it affected me, and I see how it molded me into a
Silent
person.
Hill,
I really do.
Georgia.
But it's all in how you're raised. I say don't beat yourself up for it. That's just something that's synonymous with our culture. But I know a lot of folks gonna be in church on New Year's Eve, and it just go to show you how fake these people are.
Wow, what a turn.
I noticed the routine. You got a lot of people, they go to church first, then hit the club and get tipsy. Like, how you gonna go to the club? How you gonna go to church first, then go to the club? You see, man, that's why I say it's a bunch of foolishness. And I'm not knocking nobody that want to go to the club, but I could never understand how you got some people, they'll go to church first, jump up and down, fall out. Lord, blow your car. They'll fall out.
Savvy and Hormaxer, yeah, they'd get along.
Shaking, going crazy. Then they'll hit the club up, popping bottles. I mean,
Black Pill
it's crazy,
Royalty
man.
meetup.
And I know you guys know people like that. Because I used to know people like that.
Yeah, be careful.
They'll
It's
be
me.
like, "Man, we
Watch
going to the
Kim's
club
suggestions,
afterwards.
please.
We had to come to church first, but we going to get drunk and we going to get messed up after church. It's crazy. And we all know
He
them
literally
church
said
houses
he's
gonna be
thinking
packed
about
on
going
New
to
Year's
church
Eve.
and that he's definitely
We already know it.
gonna get lit.
But you guys let me know, what are you guys planning on doing for New Year's Eve? I'm just thinking about going to eat some Italian
Brenda,
food on
I'll
New
watch
Year's
your
Eve.
video, just not on
Go
here.
to a nice Italian restaurant,
I'll watch
eat
it in the
some
back of the
Italian
RV,
food.
Kim.
drink a little champagne, and just chill out. That's what I'm thinking about doing for New Year's Eve, because I wouldn't want to be in no club on New Year's Eve. I used to think the club was the place to be on New Year's Eve. How many of you guys used to think the club was the place to be on New Year's Eve? And another big part of a lot of
Yeah, that's Kim.
youngsters' problems, especially in the urban communities, and I can attest to this myself, rap music had a big effect on us. I used to think rap music didn't have an effect on me, you know, because I didn't grow up in the hood at all. But rap music did have an effect on me. When you like eating fettuccine and veal.
There's a great video that unfortunately was one of the very last cuts I had to make, but it's, if you want to go check it out sometime, it's Savvy Guy. I wouldn't let my kids listen to rap music. It's a really good video.
You like drinking glasses of Cristal. Rap music had an effect on you.
Corrupt
so
Kim?
I can say, yeah, rap had an effect on me. It did. It did. So,
Find
yeah.
you in your frequency.
That rap music is something. If I was a parent,
I'm gonna dive into
I probably
Kim's
wouldn't
frequency.
let my kids even listen to rap. I wouldn't want them to listen to rap if I was a parent, because that stuff is very influential.
Oh, good, we're getting a little taste
It's very
anyway.
influential to the minds of the young, especially when their minds haven't been cultivated.
For like the first 6 months of the year, he had a I mean, it was every once in a while, but it would come up. It was really heavily religious, the idea that Satan was targeting the black community in Savvy Guy's eyes.
Yeah. I want you guys to just let me know what you guys plan on doing for New Year's Eve. Let me know your plans.
Some of them have key parties with their church
even if you don't
members.
plan on doing nothing, you just plan on watching a sports game, watching sports, or just eating some food and watching, you know, the game on television. Just let me know what you plan on doing for New Year's Eve. I just wanted to do a little New Year's Eve.
Maybe Satan is back and targeting
That's
Savvy
what I'll
Guy.
call this presentation. New Year's Eve check-in. I can't believe New Year's Eve is this Tuesday. Where did the time go? Let me know what you guys plan on drinking. Let me know if you guys plan on doing anything for New Year's Eve. But like I stated,
saw him yesterday, and he was there was nobody in there. All he was doing was working himself up into a frenzy for when someone came in there. I feel so bad.
Sometime in the new year, sometime in January, I will be doing
Key
a
party
New Year's
Kim.
live stream. Feel free to
Kim has
tune
a
in.
very low body count.
I would prefer some women to call in, because I would love to get the perspective of some women on, you know, men that's in these bad positions.
He's always
you know, and I want some honest women. If
we haven't seen him outside really since the AI song era.
And did call in too.
But yeah, he's always real nervous.
New Year's live stream. It would be good if some honest women could call in. But
we're gonna get all the Boyd people together and have a key party.
Good New Year's.
Talk about Russian roulette.
Tries to do something to make themselves feel good, because I always believe that even in being in a dark situation, you still have to try to create some light for yourself.
Let's go.
Even in the midst of being in a dark situation. Now,
even when you're in the midst of it.
That's just my take on it. But you guys have a good day. Happy, you know, you guys have a good one. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. Peace. Good day. Good
Okay,
day, guys.
this was his first video. I think this was his very first video of the new year. This was on January 2nd. This was definitely the video where I was like, okay, this guy's been really good up to this point, but this is the video that set it off. This is where I was like, okay, this is someone to build around if I want to make like a, you know, multi-character show.
Good day, people. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing? How you guys doing today? Hope everybody's doing all right today. I want to talk to you guys about being celebrated. You know, being celebrated is way better than being tolerated. You know, if I had it my way, I would rather be celebrated.
This is like the worst possible angle for Savvy Guy, I feel like.
Than tolerated. Some people gotta celebrate.
Oh no, De Beer's death.
Being tolerated rather than celebrated.
Maybe he got to see this.
Men who have nothing going for themselves, men who are bums, men who in and out of jail, men who got 4 and 5 baby mamas. Those are the men who are truly celebrated. You know,
Well, that sounds rational, Kim.
but see, the men who are celebrated by women, those are the men who got the looks that women want. See, you got to look good to women in order to be celebrated. Now, men who get women on the strength of fame, men who get women on the strength of money, you just being tolerated. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these men know they just being tolerated for what they got. Who in their right mind would want to be tolerated? But some men, you know, have to settle for being tolerated. A lot of these rich and famous men,
She
a lot
blocked
of
you
these
in the
affluent
chat.
men that you see, a lot of these men are being tolerated for what they have. These women do not love these men. Now, if I had it my way, I would settle for being tolerated. You know, I'm willing to settle for just being tolerated by.
Who in their right mind, he just said, would want to be tolerated? And he's like, you know what? I'd like to be tolerated.
You know, I mean, because, you know, every man can't
All right,
be
I'll check it out.
celebrated. You know, every man is not gonna be celebrated by women. You know, you got some men who you know, they hit that genetic lottery. You know, women find them attractive, and they're celebrated. They're celebrated, you know. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if every man could be celebrated? You know? Wouldn't it be nice if every man could be celebrated
No
by
problem,
women
media hits.
instead of tolerated? Because no man wants to just be tolerated for his money. But unfortunately, you know, that's the lane that some men fall into. You know, some men are just celebrated. Some men are just tolerated for what they got. You know, there is no real connection there. Some men are just, you know, they just tolerated, you know, for their money, you know, their clout. And that's just the way
No. He's saying that, I think he's presenting two perspectives here. He's speaking in a generalization, which is who would want to be tolerated, which I think is kind of true, right? If you could pick, you would want to be celebrated. But then on his own view, which he doesn't feel like he's on an equal playing field with other dudes, he knows that he's never going to be celebrated because he's, you know, he's not making the pussy wet. He's not pursued by women. But he is, believe it or not, he's aspiring to be tolerated. That's another part of the journey over 2025 that unfortunately we had to cut out, but was his journey through mechanic school so that he could get a bag so that he could get the box.
it is.
Wife up a 304, be the man in her life and in her kid's life.
But if you see, one thing I had to learn as a man, you know, this is one thing that women like to lie about, but looks is all that matters. That's the truth. When it comes to attraction, when it comes to a woman wanting to be with you, when it comes to a woman wanting to start a family with you, when it comes to a woman desiring you, looks is the number one thing.
I
It
make
don't
you want to
matter if you're a
vomit,
good
Kim. That's
person
not
or
very
not.
nice.
See, women try to make it seem like they care about the heart of a man or they care about what's inside of a man. Women don't care about what's inside of a man. You know? One of the biggest lies that were ever told to people is that it's not on the outside, it's what's on the inside that counts. That's one of the biggest lies ever told. Because I'm
See,
sure
he
you
runs
guys have
across
been-
the street,
I'm
unlike
sure you
Clarence.
guys heard that saying that it's not about what's on the outside. It's about what's on the inside. That's one of the biggest lies ever. A woman don't care about what's on the inside of you as a man. You know, especially if you don't look good. If you're not her physical type, if her vagina don't get wet looking at you, then
There you go.
You know, if that vagina don't get wet by looking at you, nothing else matters.
What a
A
take.
woman has to be attracted to you at the end of the day. That connection most certainly has to be there. And I wish
Your
people would
big
just
lie.
be honest
What does
about
that
that.
mean?
Like, beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. That's a lie. See, a lot of people
Foolishness.
believe a lot of lies. And see, women know that they're shallow. See, women just don't like to
See,
tell
look
on
at Kim in
themselves.
the chat. You can tell that Kim is shallow. She's just talking about how people's looks are making her want to vomit. It's not making her vagina wet, so she's not giving any of us any respect.
They try to make it seem like they care about what's on the inside of a man. No, they don't. Women are the biggest liars ever. They don't care about what's on the inside of you. They really don't. And I feel the guys who being celebrated by women, those are the dudes who truly lucky. I mean, just imagine being a man that women find sexy. You don't have nothing going for you. And see, the beautiful thing about a lot of these types of guys' life, they have women taking care of them. See, when you a man that women feel is sexy,
Kim only gets wet for Eric
their
McHenry.
vagina get wet for, a lot of these types of dudes, they don't have to have nothing going for them. And in most cases, these type of dudes are broke because women find them attractive. See, looks is everything. That's one thing I had to understand. A woman don't care if you got a good heart.
Do you think Savvy Guy, though, would be okay with the kind of baby oil that Diddy had that was like laced with MDMA and ketamine?
A woman don't care if you believe in Jesus, and I see a lot of women, who try to make it seem like, they these sanctified Christian women. They ain't no sanctified Christian women. They shallow too. That's why I had to learn that.
Self-quarantine? So you're kind of like Hannibal Lecter or like a velociraptor?
Virtuous Christian women don't exist. There's no such thing as a virtuous
I've interacted
Christian
with
woman.
Grace Thorpe.
That don't exist. That's
Kim.
all a lie.
I've been to the top of
It's
the
all a
mountain
lie. And
of apex predators.
if I had it my way, and I'm pretty sure you guys as well, I'd rather be celebrated than tolerated.
True.
I'd rather be celebrated, but let's be real here. Every man is not gonna be celebrated. But see, if you got a lot of money, the beautiful thing about having assets, money will make a woman tolerate you. If somebody asks me, why do you want to be a millionaire so bad? The reason why I want lots of money is because I know that money will make a woman tolerate you. And there are a lot of men who fell into that, that trap of being tolerated. But if you ask a lot of these men, do you really want to be tolerated, or would you want to be celebrated? Every man can't be celebrated. And let's be real about it. Every man will not be celebrated.
It's so grim.
See, money will make a woman tolerate you, even if they don't find you
I
all
mean,
that
he's
attractive.
right, but
That's the main
in a
reason
way,
why I
he's
want a lot
right.
of money. My dad just told me, sign a prenup. My father has a prenup. See, any man that signs a prenup with a woman is because he knows that he's not a desirable man. He knows that he ain't wanted. And he knows deep down the woman that he's married to is not attracted to him. That's why he has a prenuptial agreement. See, men who are being tolerated, those men are compensating for the lack of. They compensating because women don't find them attractive. So they compensating with their money. But see, if that physical connection is not there, this is why a lot of dudes, especially guys who are not desired by women, end up getting cheated on. You know, there are desirable
You're
men
racist?
who get
Okay,
cheated on
Kim.
by women. But see, if you're a man that women
Self-professed
don't find
rape
attractive,
rapists.
you definitely gonna get cheated on. See,
Self-professed racists.
I'm seeing now why
Kim
they
and
say
Colonel
guys
De
who are
Beers.
not wanted by women shouldn't even consider marriage. If you a man that women ain't checking for, if you a dude that females have never been checking for, they always say these types of dudes shouldn't be getting married. And I agree. Because you're gonna get cheated on. More than likely. You're gonna get cheated on, and your marriage will not be a success.
Well, there you go, Jeremy.
At least money can make a woman tolerate you. You know, money will make a woman, you know, look over your flaws.
Child of divorce.
And that's the main reason why I want a lot of money.
I believe, if I remember right, we learn a little bit about that as well, the dynamic.
At least
He
money
hits on it quite a few times.
will make a woman be like, well, you know, he don't make my vagina wet, but I can at least use this Negro. You know,
Don't forget,
that's why I want
yeah,
the
so
bag so
he,
bad.
yeah, that's true.
And I think it's sad that you got a lot of dudes that
I wish
would have to
Clarence
be
would panel with me.
tolerated
I would
rather than
really like to talk
celebrated,
to
but
him.
that's life. You know, I mean, every man can't be LL Cool J. Every man can't be Ryan Reynolds. You know, every man is just not sexy to women. Every man just ain't sexy, man. You know, some people they just ain't got that sex appeal to attract a woman. And if you watching this presentation, I'm sure you know that you don't got what it takes to attract nobody. You
Let's
ain't
go,
sexy enough
let's
to get
go.
a woman vagina wet.
If you watching this video,
So we the type of men that gotta settle, you know, for a woman that's tolerating us. Some men gotta settle for being tolerated. Steve Harvey, he's settling for being tolerated. He even said on his show, what can make a man who's not physically attractive sexy? A high-paying six-figure job, a nice car, a big old house. See, when you a man that women don't find sexually appetizing, you gotta compensate with things. That's the reason to why I want the money so bad. And I would sell my soul for money.
we checked in with him.
You
I think one or two, like I don't know, I don't say one or two, but it's probably been like within the last 5 Boyd Watch lives. We checked in on him. He performed an absolutely haunting, soul-tearing song about a ghost man. I think
I hate to say that. How many of you guys would sell your soul for
it
money?
was fantastic, though. It was
You
really,
know,
really good.
I'm not gonna say I would do anything for money, but if it come a time in this world
Thank
where
you for reminding me. That
you
should
have
be
to
on the
start
best
paying with your hand,
videos of the year list.
I'm down for it. Because I want to be with the ruling elite. I don't know about you guys. I want to be up there with Jay-Z. I want to be up there with the Rothschilds.
The
I want to be
Rothschilds.
with the big bosses. And a lot of these wealthy men that you see, a lot of these wealthy, affluent men that you see, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, women didn't find them to be physically attractive. You know, women didn't find them to be all that attractive. A lot of these dudes that you see with these beautiful wives, you know, these wealthy, you know, athletes, these big-time
This looks like that
businessmen,
last
a
Eric
lot of these
McHenry
women
set of
got
videos.
a lot of these men, rather, got these women because of what they got. You know? They got these women because of what they have. You know? And that's what got them the life that they got. See, it pays to have people in your corner that are real and honest.
Huh?
See, anybody that's not real, I don't want them around me. If you're not an honest, real type of person, stay away from me. That includes family too.
Now that the Rothschilds have
I
heard
don't
his
want you
plan,
nowhere
it's not
around
going
me
to
if
work.
you're not real.
Ken.
If you fake, I don't want to break bread with you. You know? A lot of people don't like realness. And A lot of these men that are being tolerated by these women, a lot of them know they being tolerated because of what they have. A lot of these men know that if they didn't have certain things, they'd find themselves all alone. They wouldn't have no wife. They wouldn't have any children. They would be all alone with nobody.
I felt like Nick Fury when
A
I
lot of
found
these men know
Savvy
that.
Guy's content. I was just like,
A lot of them know it.
I found my Captain America
But see,
for the Avengers.
Even Alpha Male Strategy said it. Money is the equalizer. If you're a man that women don't find
Money is
attractive,
not just an equalizer. Money on a certain level, money outpaces looks, period, in my opinion. Like, if a woman values looks heavily, there's a certain amount of money that can compensate for that, but at a certain point, you can only be so attractive, and like the level of lifestyle of just like there's no real cap on how luxurious your life could be with enough money. So I just feel like looks matter heavily to a point, but money on a long enough like timeline surpasses looks, in my opinion.
money is the ultimate equalizer. You know, this is why this is why I say, if you a man and you compensating with your money, I mean, you just doing what you got to do, but that ain't nothing to be proud of, and
my
it's
God.
nothing to really celebrate. Like, if you a man and you have a woman on the strength of what you have, you know that if you didn't have certain things in place, you wouldn't have that woman that you have. You know
Someone
that.
avoid
you know
to
that
it,
you
yeah.
would find yourself alone.
Well, yeah, Savvy says that guys like that, those are the real winners in life, because in his estimation, then they don't have to work, they don't have to do anything to please the woman, because they do the one thing that, you know, she values more than anything else.
And a
So
lot
those
of
are
guys
like
do.
the
It's nothing
top
to
tier
celebrate.
men to Savvy Guy,
You know, now
the fuck boys.
guys who never had nothing in their life, you know, dudes who never had nothing in their life, and they eventually, you know, because you got some dudes who got women when they didn't have nothing. Those are the true winners.
There you go.
About to cross this street. Yeah. I mean, you know, the guys who, you know, got women when they didn't have much of nothing, those dudes are the true winners in life. You know, the dudes who, you know, they got the chicks when they
Is
didn't
that
have
you,
much
Kim?
of
Are you
nothing.
desired by many men?
You know, those guys right there, those are the winners. You know, now, you know, dudes who, you know, the dudes who ended up getting women because they had money or whatever, those guys, they just compensating for the lack of. You know, those dudes, they not the true winners. They not the true winners. You know, a lot of these guys that, you know, they got a woman because of what they got.
What's up, Kitchen Man Dan?
Those dudes are not the true winners. So just keep that in mind. Those are the dudes who really being celebrated. The dudes who got women when they didn't have nothing. And then when they finally attained things in life, it was just they started to get more women. You got dudes like that too. Dudes who women always found them to be sexually appetizing. So, you know, they got vagina when they didn't have nothing. And then once they finally acquired something, they started getting more. Those
Drowning
are the dudes
in
who are truly celebrated, men of that caliber.
Men of
But
that
dudes
caliber.
who never had nothing, but when they finally started to elevate in life, then they finally
Poetic
got
truth.
something. We all know. Those are the men who being tolerated.
Is that the doppelganger for
And
chaotic
who
truth?
really wants to just be tolerated? But sometime in life, you got to settle for what you can get. We all know that, you know? But you guys leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this presentation. It's better to be celebrated than tolerated. You guys have a good day.
Great to hear, Dave. Okay, this is kind of an odd one, but honestly, it again was like, okay, this is definitely someone that could be like on a week, like we could cover like weekly. The name of the video is There Are Five Music Notes, but they give rise to more melodies that can ever be heard.
What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. I want to talk to you guys about something that I learned in the book that I got for Christmas. I got The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And in this book, it says that there are not more than five melodies. There are not more than five music melodies. There are not more than five music notes, but they give more melodies that can never be heard. That is so deep. There are not more than five music notes, but they give more melodies that can never be heard. Now, I'm going to give you guys my interpretation of that. My interpretation of that is just because something is small in number, or just because...
I think this actually has, like, in my opinion, deeper meaning, because Savvy Guy is here. It's kind of like, do you think he knows? Maybe he talks about it and I just don't remember it, and I certainly didn't know at the time. He has like only a handful of topics that he keeps going back to. Like, is this his way of telling us that, like, even though he's repeating the same five notes, that they're giving rise to more melodies than we could ever hear?
Now, when you looking at it from a war standpoint, just because a platoon may be small doesn't mean they can't be effective and take your behind
True
out.
presentations.
That's my assessment of they're not more than five music notes, but they give more melodies that can never be heard. And this, and another way that I interpret that is just because somebody may not look threatening, just because you might think somebody is a pushover, better watch yourself.
Uh-oh.
You may be in for a storm that you ain't ready for.
Did you hear that? It's me.
That's how I look at that. See, we
Sounds
live
like
in a
Clarence.
shallow world. I'm gonna tell you guys about an incident that happened to me today. I ran into a Spanish dude that I used to work with. He was with a chick, and they both were supervisors at the job that I used to work at. And he spoke to me, and chopped it up with me a little bit. The female did not say anything to me. I peeped that. When you're in tune to the dark nature, when you're in tune to reality, you start peeping everything. I peeped that. The dude acknowledged me and engaged me, to see how everything's going with me and everything. But the female, the Spanish female that was with him, did not acknowledge me at all. I peeped that. See, years ago, I probably would have never peeped that. I probably would have never saw that because my mental wasn't where it is now at age 35. See, my mental is on a whole different level at this point in my life. I'm on a whole different page of life. And once you're in tune to the real nature of this world, and
there we go. Thank you, Taco Squeezer. Oh, I did talk to Beth eventually about that.
I peeped that she didn't even acknowledge me.
About taco squeezing.
I'm peeping everything now. But the way that I analyze things now is superb. I analyze everything to a T. And see, I see that in this world here. If people think you're...
She did find out that there's a similar thing, which is called a taco grab, where you... Hold on. Use your middle and pointer finger on the left side of the vagina and your thumb on the right side of the vagina, then squeeze inward and scream taco grab. So that was Beth's take.
I'm seeing it. This world is evil. Benedictine.
I peeped that, Realm Chat.
We're already in hell. And I believe we're already in hell. I want to give a shout out to Benedictine the Truth. I really love your content, brother. You tell the truth. I believe we might already be in hell.
Yep.
I mean, look at this world.
Absolutely.
Look at people. And one thing I had to also pay close attention to is that the world people, when they become adults, don't change. You know, I used to think that
This
the
is
mentality of people once they get grown changes. Like, people don't change. That's what I had to
the
understand in my
grocery
life.
store.
People do not change. You know, the way that people were when they were kids, that's who they gonna be forever. It gets worse as you get grown. You know? But what I learned from that book, this book that I'm reading, The Art of War, is teaching me a whole lot in this thing called life. And it's just teaching me just principles and how things work. Like that quote that I learned is deep. I'm gonna also make some presentations talking about more things that I've learned from this book. Be on the lookout for that. But I'm seeing that in this world here that we live in, man, this is already hell. And people love to underestimate people, and they love to underestimate things about people. You know, just because you might think a person is docile or weak, you might think a person is a pushover because of what they look like, or, you know, you judge a person because of certain things they may not have.
Don't forget that after he makes this whole people underestimate people rant, that he goes on to have like a year of just nothing but like just banger arcs one after another.
You know, while you judging someone, you know, you could test the wrong person and you could be in for the shock of your life.
People never change.
But that's
true.
the world that we live in, though. People are evil.
I guess.
And that's what I had to get through my head. People are just evil. And a lot of people who portray themselves to be good,
Or it's very
really
rare, I
evil
guess.
as well. This world is one big matrix. And I want you guys to tell me, what do you feel about there are no more than 5 music notes, but they give rise to more melodies that can never be heard? Because I gave you guys my interpretation of that. See, my father put me on this book, The Art of War. See, my dad was always telling me a lot of real stuff from a young age. See, that's
Gave him
something
the
that a lot of
blueprint.
dudes didn't have. They didn't have no guidance. They didn't have nobody to tell
It'll
them.
be on the
See,
it'll be on the Heathen wrap up, and it will also be
once
on the
you've
best
gained notoriety
Boy Watch
for
Live
something,
wrap up.
you got to run it to the touchdown. I want to keep this thing going. I would love to have my own talk show, Life of Hell Incorporated. You know, once you've gained notoriety for something, you'll be a fool to quit. You know, now being notarized for being a dude that can't get any booty, that's not something that you really want to be notified for.
Luke
That's
West
not
and
something you
Taco
really
Bell
wanna be
type
notarized for,
situation.
but what if being notarized? What if you get famous and rich? Because I'm thinking about the long haul. People tell guys, oh,
52
you guys
plus
been online
years.
complaining about not getting booty for years. But what if you mess around and get famous?
I can't wait to watch the video later on, Message to Young Guys 2, after hearing this one. Like, what if you get famous? What if you find your audience? And later on, he has this amazing fucking keynote moment in the thing where he talks about his audience, and it's like so, and he like where his place and the world is, and it's just like amazing, especially looking back on this video.
Get rich. That'll change your whole situation. I mean, that's a bad thing, and it's very embarrassing to be famous
What's up,
as
South
that
to
dude
West?
that can't get no booty. But let's say you mess around and get famous and rich, your whole life will change for real. Then that's why I want to encourage the dudes who've been complaining online for years, you know, talking about no booty. Once you've built the platform, and once you're known, once you got a name, once you're famous in a particular area, you got to run it to the touchdown, baby. Because you just never know where this thing could take you. You could mess around and get rich and famous.
This is Savvy Guy
You could
calling his
literally
shot
mess
in
around and get rich and
2025.
famous.
He's pointing
And
to
then
left field.
You won't have to complain about not getting any booty anymore, because you'll be rich and famous. So The dudes that's been making content talking about how they not.
I don't know what that guy was talking about, saying the one. I remember I was watching it live, but he was saying there was only one person in the live stream. That couldn't have been right. I went back and watched it
Doing your
too.
thing. Because you just never know where this thing can go.
Unless it
You
got a
could
bunch
mess
of
around
hits
and become
later
a
on.
multi-millionaire. You could really get famous, have your own talk show, talking to other men that can't get no booty. So you just never know where this can take you. That's why I want to encourage dudes as well. Don't listen to dudes who say, oh, you guys been complaining online, talking about the same crap for years. But if you end up getting rich and famous behind this, they gonna be looking stupid.
Call me, George South.
Then your
You
whole
got the
situation
guts.
will be changed. Then you can finally get booty on the strength of your wealth and your fame. See, I'm looking at the longevity. Once you got a name, once you've built a platform in a particular area, you'll be a fool to just stop. You'll be a fool to stop. Continue to make your content.
I just really lightly, I kind of want to pay attention to how the views go. So this one from the beginning of the beginning of this year, I'm sorry, was right at 1,000 views.
This could mess around and get you rich. You could have your own talk show, just like Jimmy Fallon.
That George
Life in
South
Hell
did.
Incorporated. You know?
Just generalities that he was a liar and
this is why
he didn't pay people, I guess it sounded like.
Continue to do your thing.
But not real in depth.
I mean, this is an embarrassing space to be in.
I feel like he had a cope for why he couldn't tell.
From being a man that can't get any sex, that's not something that you really want to be notarized for. But shoot, if it can get you rich and famous,
he's got a notarized V card.
You know, you already built the name, already built the platform. Might as well go on and execute it. You know.
Sorry.
You know, if you see that something can put you in a better position, you might as well continue to go with it. Keep going with the flow. The only thing that I wish I would have done is I just wish, even back when I was young, I would have talked about these.
You hate talkers that talk a lot?
Professional way versus just getting on camera and just bashing yourself.
Well, then why do you like this channel? Because I yap all the time, and pretty much all of the content that we watch kind of is centered on people cutting promos, I feel like, no matter what the content is.
These issues in a more professional type of way. That's the only thing I wish I would have done. But I mean, no one really wants to be notarized for being a man that can't get no booty, but it's just a way I wish I would have gone about this from the beginning. But you know, you live and you learn. Back then I was young. You know, I was 19. I was in my early 20s back then. I didn't have no sense in my 20s.
He was 19. Remember the AI song he made about being 19? And he didn't have he almost got laid, but he didn't have a condom, so he didn't do it. And then the girl told everybody that he was gay.
I want to recommend that book, The Art of War.
It is a good book. You should read it if you're interested in social strategy.
If you have not read that book, I'm not done reading it yet. I got it for Christmas. I'm glad my father told me about it. It is a brilliant book by Sun Tzu. Make sure you guys check it out. Isn't that deep, though? There are not more than 5 music notes, but they give rise.
But that's wrong, right? There are more than 5 notes.
That is so deep. But you guys leave your comments on this presentation. I want you guys to let me know what you think about that
5 music notes, but they give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. What a beautiful sentiment.
With more presentation. With more presentations. You guys have a great day.
Ruby served them with a lawsuit? Interesting.
It's a nice Friday out here today. Turned out to be a lovely day. And
Ruby's trying to make that last minute push to overtake VP.
We'll be back with more content very soon. You guys have a great day. Peace out.
I think it's a fun video.
It is a windy Sunday.
This one's just, I thought was interesting and needed to be included just for lore purposes, is this idea of like, how can you have a good life if the only thing you've ever known is suffering? Like, or the title of the video is Some People Are Cursed.
Sunday today. But it's a nice day though, guys. I want to talk to you guys real quick about.
So here we're jumping forward to February 16th, and this video has 4K views on it. So much higher performing video.
This is what I want to talk to you guys about. You know, this is what I want to talk to you guys about.
Oh, the pentatonic scale. You don't like any of the people that we watch?
This is a
what?
good topic that I was just thinking about, guys.
Not a single one of them?
Doesn't it seem like some people was just cursed in life?
How did Sun Tzu know about blues and rock?
Some people do. It's like they could do all the right things, guys. They could walk the straight and narrow path.
Oh, I thought you were saying blues was one of the 5 notes.
Isn't it crazy how some people can do everything right? They can walk the straight and narrow path. They could try to be a good person. They could try to do everything by the book, right, guys? But isn't it crazy how things just don't work out for them, guys? It's crazy how some people can do everything right in life. They can walk the straight and narrow path, try to be a good person, do everything that you would think, you know, you're supposed to do, right? But things don't work out in their favor.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I just
but then you got
read it
some
too
people
fast.
who could do all the wrong things, and they get all the rewards that there is to have out here.
You can have
Life
a flat
is rigged,
5,
guys.
just don't have a flat drum.
Life is rigged, and I hate to tell you this, guys. Some people got a curse on them. Some people got a curse on them. It's like no matter what some people do, things just don't work out in their favor. When it comes to life, some people got
Grace
a curse
is the
on
most
them.
attractive. She is hot.
Life
She's
is
classified
rigged.
as trash.
Steve Hogan
True.
said
Same as you.
years ago
True.
that the dating scene was rigged. I believe that.
These are
but
factual
I truly
statements.
believe that some people got a curse on them. If you're a person who's been catching a lot of hell in life, you got a curse on you. If
You
you've
think
been
Grace is
dealing
hotter
with a
than
lot of
Flexum,
misfortune
though?
in life, it's like no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you try to
Her
walk the straight
aura,
and narrow
though,
path,
is
things just don't work out for you.
pretty
You got
unmatchable,
a
I
curse
think.
on you. Some people got a curse on them. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news here. Some people got a curse on them.
Okay. So February 16th is, I'm sure you might have said it before, but one of my all-time favorite Savvy Guy lore bits. The idea that he doesn't want to be the barrier of bad news.
And it's unfortunate. People who endure a lot of misfortune in life, I truly believe they got a curse on their life. Because it's like no matter what they try to do, it's no matter how many times they pray, no matter how many times they go to church, it's like nothing just seems to work for them, right? So you got to figure, if you're doing all the right things, you trying to walk the straight and narrow path, you know, you praying to the Most High, you doing what you got to do, but things just don't seem to look up for you, you got to start realizing that you may be cursed. I truly believe that some people are cursed in life. They were just cursed.
Flexum is the
From the day they
foot fetish model from Boyd Watch
I
Live.
believe this, guys.
She runs
Because
right
it just
after
doesn't
Vinny
make
Slugga.
sense how some people can do all the right things in life, and they'll just face a lot of adversity, pain, misery. Look, you know, this world, man, I'm telling you, this world is an evil, evil place. You got a lot of evil, wicked people
Barrier
out
of bad
here.
news.
And I'm not trying to be the barrier of bad news, guys. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I hate to be the one to break it to you guys. Some people are cursed.
Flexum does like hikes,
Because it's like no matter what they do, things just don't
car
seem to
talk. She cooks while she's high.
No matter how much they try to do the right thing,
I think
no
he's
matter
putting
how
a
much they try to
barrier
walk the
around
straight
the
and narrow
bad
path, some
news.
people just got a curse on them, and
He's
it's
protecting
the
it.
truth, guys.
You know what I mean?
I believe that some of us are cursed. We didn't ask to be cursed. We didn't do nothing.
Because if he was
But
burying
we
it,
got
he'd be
a
trying to
curse
put it
on us.
out of sight. He's
It
trying to
could be
protect the
Most
truth.
High putting the curse on us. It could be our genetics. We don't totally know for sure. But some people in this world most
Kim is definitely
got a curse
cursed.
on them, guys. Because it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, guys. how some people can do all the right things in life. They could walk the straight and narrow path, try to be a good person, try to treat people right. But it's like no matter what they do, nothing good seems to shake up for them. It's like the universe is just against them. Some people got a curse on them, guys. Some people got a curse on them. It's like things just wasn't meant to work for some people, unfortunately. I don't know what to say, guys. This is why I say, guys, don't let people blame you for your misfortune in life. Don't let people tell you that it's your fault, because you didn't ask for this. You didn't ask.
Very B. Stevie coded.
All this misfortune that life has put on you. You didn't ask for it. No one asked for help. Who asked for problems? I mean, who in their right mind would ask for problems? Who would ask for mayhem?
Who would ask for problems?
Just bad events to take place in their life. But a lot of people like to believe that we have control over our lives. No, we don't have control over our lives. Life is about luck. Some people are cursed. They were cursed the day they came into the world.
What's up, Cody
Turbo? This is why some people should have never been on this planet. Some people got a curse on them. And
that's a reasonable take from chat, for sure.
This is why things don't shake up for them. People know that some.
I don't think he has gotten the box, or he wouldn't, unless it's just this elaborate character, because if he had, I think he wouldn't really, like, no offense, but I think he would, you know.
Funny how
I think he wouldn't be dwelling on it like
have
this.
Certain challenges here and there, but for the most part, they tend to just breeze through life. Effortless, flawless victory. Isn't it funny how some people breeze through life? And then you have some people, on the other hand, who just experience a lot of turmoil, a lot of hell. It's like, you know, these are the people I'm talking about. These are the people who are cursed. If you're a cursed individual, don't feel bad. I feel people who
werewolf and mummy curse,
life,
yeah.
People who have a lot of bad experiences in life, we need to all come together and talk about our problems. We need to confide in each other.
Clarence put a curse on me one time. I told him to
some
have a
people
good
are
day, and he
cursed in
goes,
life, man.
"Have a good day.
But see,
I hope you have a fucked up
They know
day."
that some people are cursed.
And I did, because
but
McDonald's
they
was
try to blame them
closed.
for their misfortune. How you gonna blame the victim for their misfortune? Shows how evil and wicked people are. Anybody that likes to blame, anybody that would blame another person for their misfortune in life.
Clarence and Savvy Guy actually have almost polar opposite
blame
views
another man
on
or woman
race
for
relations.
their own misfortune in life. Why not blame God? Because he's the one that's pulling the strings. Why not blame the universe?
He gave him the
Why
blueprint.
are people always trying to hold the individual accountable?
Why are we trying to hold people accountable for their actions?
Over every area of our lives. Give me a break. Some people are cursed. They got
Give me a break.
And some people's life is just gonna be hell. I had
Wind-blown
a dude tell me years
promo.
ago that everyone is not gonna live a good life. I used to believe that everybody was gonna live a good life. Everybody's not gonna live a good life. Some people are going to perish. They're gonna live a bad life. They're gonna live a bad, hellacious life. And if you watch this type of content, you're one of them people who cursed. You're one of them people who live in a hellacious life. It just makes me feel confident to know that there are other people out there.
No, I'll have to look at that, Cody Turbo.
There are other people out there who are experiencing hell and turmoil and mayhem.
He normally mutes when he's
People
talking
know
to
the truth
anybody.
deep down. And if you're one of them people that's cursed, pop some champagne. Because we all in this together. If you're one of them people who has experienced a lot of misfortune.
Wait, was she
in
on the
life,
phone, or she was on panel with
just
him?
know that we all in this together. And no matter what.
Did he put the
people say,
link in the chat?
we didn't ask for these type of challenges in our lives. No one asked to be cursed. No one asked to be in a bad position, but some people are cursed. They got a curse on their life. And this is why, no matter what some people do, no matter if they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing, things just can't look up for them. If this resonates with you, make a video response to this. Leave your comments. You guys have a great Sunday.
Remember when I was making a couple video responses to him?
Curses are real, and some of us are cursed indeed.
Curses are real, and some of us are going to live a life of hell. Hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you later. All right, this is a classic Savvy Guy. This has got 3.5K views, so this is just a little bit later, February 25th. Passions and hobbies don't matter. Video. Okay.
What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. And, in this presentation, guys,
I think this is the one where
I want to talk
somebody
about,
smiles at him and he gets really happy about it.
That's what I want to talk about real quick, guys, in this presentation. I want to talk about having a passion. Your passions, your hobbies. It's good to have passions and hobbies, but passions and hobbies don't mean nothing. Because, passions and hobbies are good because it's good to have hobbies. It's good to do things to keep you, going, do things to keep you elevated, and just do things to make you feel good and make you happy. Hobbies and passions are just good for you. I was wrong thinking that if you have a passion, if you have a hobby, that will make a woman interested in you, and that'll make a woman find you to be attractive if you have a passion or a hobby. I never forget when I was in my 20s. I was in my early 20s. I used to go skating quite often.
All right, sorry about that.
And when I had the time, I used to do it quite often.
This guy's a real downer?
Do you think a woman care about me going skating? I used to swim a lot when I was in my 20s. I used to go to the recreational center, and I used to swim. Love being in the water. It's therapy. I used to do it. I used to drive to the rec center to swim laps. It was a great therapy, make you feel good. It was an escape, swimming.
If it's not this video, it's one at a train station, but I think it's in this one. I could be wrong.
I used to love it, and I used to enjoy it when I would go skating, or when I would go swimming, I meant. But your passions,
she's overwhelmed
hobbies,
by his level of crazy.
You. Women don't care about your passions.
Well, I went out there and I didn't even.
I used to have a passion for smoking too. Black and Milds cigarettes when I was in my early 20s as well, because I was watching rap videos and I thought smoking was cool. So I had a passion for smoking. But I'm glad I left that alone, because that's not a great passion to have, because that's a passion that can mess up your health if you're not careful.
Can one of you guys that talks to McHenry ask him if he can post his thoughts on the Taylor Swift Ophelia song?
Having these hobbies or having these passions is going to make a woman like you.
He probably is not going to
Don't
respond to me at this
you
point.
into believing that, because people was trying to gaslight me into believing that. Oh, you just got to get hobbies, and you got to do this and that. There are some dudes that play video games and smoke blunts all day. They're very unproductive, but yet they have a woman. So don't let people try to bamboozle you into believing that you got to have. Don't let people. They're very unproductive, but yet they have hobbies, and you got to do this and that. There are some dudes that play video games and smoke blunts all day. They're very unproductive, but yet they have a woman. So don't let people try to bamboozle you into believing that.
Don't let them bamboozle you guys.
In order for a woman,
why is he allowed to be free in society? What does that mean? Is that part of your racism?
You don't have to have hobbies in order for a woman to invest in you. I mean, how productive is that? Living with a woman, smoking blunts all day, and playing video games.
He never said that. He never said that.
And that is very unproductive.
He said that if he's saying like, when should you tell a guy that like, hey, you're a loser, basically. He thinks that if someone would have told him earlier in his life, just straight up like, hey, you're a loser, you're never going to be able to get a woman on your own, like women aren't into you. He thinks that would have been a favor to him. So he's saying that's what he thinks. That's when you should tell guys that like, hey, you're a loser, like it's over for you, whatever. That's what he thinks.
So having hobbies, that's just good for you.
But yeah, that's a
that's
crazy,
not gonna
pretty
make a woman want to sleep
wild
with you
movie
or desire
too.
to be in a relationship with you.
No, he didn't say that.
But I just wanted
you misunderstood him, Kim.
I just wanted you guys to understand that, because a lot of us have been gaslit to believe a lot of lies, and we've been gaslit to believe a lot of things.
Don't
that
try
are
to
not
gaslight
true.
savvy guy,
And
Kim.
all of the stuff that we've been told, guys, it's just a bunch of lies. That's all it is. I believe in trying new things. I believe in exploring new things. I believe in doing things that uplift your spirits and make you happy. But just because you have hobbies and passions, I mean, that's not going to make a woman want to be with you. It's just not. And it's just sad, all the lies and all the gaslighting strategies they try to use on guys. It's really, really sad.
If you see something, say something.
But I'm sure a lot of guys that's in these positions have hobbies and passions and things that they like doing. I never forget, I used to have a passion for photography back when I was in my early 20s. I still have my tripod, and I used to love taking photos. I had thoughts about having my own photography company, but that was just a hobby of mine. I just used to love
Renaissance
taking photos,
man, true.
taking pictures, photography. But that's not, I even had a unique name for a photography company if I had one. Ocean Photography. That's a unique name. See,
Oh man,
it's a lot of
moments like that are just so like
that I had.
perfectly savvy.
It's,
I've got this
It's a lot-
incredibly unique name. You'd never guess it. Ocean Photography.
a lot of passions that I'm sure a lot of you guys even have. And it's a lot of things that I'm sure you guys
That's what
enjoy
I was
doing.
thinking, Jeremy.
But is it getting you a wife? No, it's not. So that I'm just here to just prove that your hobbies, your passions, that stuff don't mean nothing. Women are not concerned about your passions and your hobbies. Those are just things that are good for your enjoyment, and those are just things that make you feel good. Because that's what passions and hobbies are for, to make you feel good, to give you enjoyment.
Well, the tone of this video is
That's
just
what they're for. But you guys let me know, how do you feel about having passions and hobbies?
How do you feel about having passions?
Do you
Oh my
think
god.
passions and hobbies
Grim. I think what Savvy
think
Guy
that's-
maybe is saying is that like women are more attracted, that people have told him that women will be more attracted to him if he has other stuff going on. But that might not mean like, stamp collecting or what, just forcing yourself into a hobby, but like if you have a more rounded life that they can become just a part of instead of like them being the only thing that he's got going on, you know what I mean? Maybe that's what he's kind of saying, and he's just not getting what people are meaning by like if he had like a more well-rounded, if he had more going on.
that's going to make you marketable to women? Because there are plenty of guys who have passions and hobbies. I remember when I was 21, I used to go to the gym quite often. back when I was in my I was about 21, and I used to get with some coworkers, and we used to go to the gym. Even though I was going to the gym, it wasn't drawing no vagina my way. So that just proves you can have passions, you can have hobbies. It's not gonna get you the love of your life. You know, just because you got passions and hobbies, it's not gonna make a woman wanna be intimate with you. I mean, I think about all the things that I enjoyed doing. Ever since I was a teenager, I used to love going skating. I used to love going to the teen club as a teenager. I used to love going to the mall. All these things that I enjoyed doing.
See, he liked the teen club when he was a teenager.
Woman
Kim.
that wants to enjoy these passions and hobbies with you, I mean, it doesn't matter. Women don't care about your passions.
I'll give you a break this time, Kim, because you are forced into a life of fame that you never
comments.
wanted
Let me know
or
what you
asked
think
for.
about your passions and hobbies. Because I feel they're good to have, but it's not going to make a woman desire you. But you guys leave your comments. Talk to you soon. Have a good Tuesday.
Okay, this one I thought was really funny too. This is from 3.5K views. This is from March 11th. We move forward a little bit. Women ignoring text messages is immaturity.
What's going on, guys? It's about to get nighttime, so this presentation is going to be quick. You know what I can't stand with women? Is how you got women that'll give you their phone number, right? And when you decide to text them, they won't even reply to the text message. And you know women keep their phones on them all the time. This is a question that I have for women here. Why don't you just be a woman and just tell me you're not interested? Or just tell men you're not interested. Like, for a man to text your phone, you got your phone on you. Women keep their phones on them at all times. A man texts you, you don't reply. Like, those are some childish games. And you want to know the sad part about this? You got grown women playing childish games. You got women who 30-some years old, 40-some years old playing childish games. It's like, you act like you still in high school. Like,
That's a recurring theme too this year.
That's the one thing I can't stand with women, how
women
you
over
have
30
women
need to grow up.
that will give you their number knowing they're not interested in you. And that's one thing that I cannot stand about women. Like, what's the point of giving a man your number and you just ignore his call when he calls you? Just completely ignore him. Like, what's the purpose in that? Like, if you're not interested, just at least text the man back and say, you know what, I'm not interested. Like, what is the purpose of
His first attempt, I think his mom set him up on this
just
date.
ignoring a man's text message? Like, what is the purpose of that?
But I think
And
they do
women
meet
are
up,
good for
I
this.
think.
Women you'll text them, hey, how you doing? Good evening. They'll just ignore your text message. Like, woman up. I mean, it's irritating. And you got a lot of women who do this to men.
It could just be the timing, and maybe he had 2 dates in this time period. But he got real mad at his mom, and then the next video, I think he talks about what happened when they actually met up.
And I'm sure a lot of guys can relate to this. You have women, you'll text them, and they'll just ignore your phone call. They'll just ignore your text message. Like, why don't you woman up? Why don't you grow that vagina? Woman up.
Grow that vagina, Kim.
Women need to woman up, man. Don't ignore a man's text message when he texts you. If you're not interested, just text him back and say you're not interested.
When he was 19.
Don't nobody have time for childish games. And women, y'all play too many childish games. That's the sad part about women. Y'all play too many childish games. Too many. You know, it's time to develop some integrity as a woman.
Yeah,
It's
we
time
told
to
him he should
woman
have just
up.
called it no condom.
It's time to stop being a coward. That's one thing I can't stand about
greatest love
women.
of all,
Women are
true.
cowards, too. Women most certainly
You guys
are
don't like the
cowards,
MILFs?
You know?
Like Wiccan MILF, Core Devotions?
You know, because when you text women, I used to think maybe they don't see your text message. But women keep their phones on them at all times. So when you text a woman and they don't reply to your text message, you know they're just ignoring you. And see, what I don't like about women is they don't have no integrity. Like, why you just ignoring a man for? If you're not interested, just be a woman and say that. See, one thing I don't like about women, and this is the one thing that irritates me about women, women have no integrity. And they have no accountability. They don't know how to take accountability for anything. And they always want to put men to be accountable for everything. Why don't you be accountable for your own actions? That's a woman's worst nightmare. That's a woman's worst nightmare, for her to be accountable for her own actions. You know?
Let's
is
go.
a woman's worst nightmare. Women don't like to be held accountable for anything. And we know that, guys. Women love to blame
Baccarat.
other people for their problems. Women hate accountability.
Accountability, a
That's the one thing
woman's
women
worst
can't stand.
nightmare.
That's, is accountability. And when you text a woman, when you text a female and they don't respond to your text, that's how you know for sure that they're just playing games with you. That's how you know they're just playing games. Because it's like, women keep their phones on them all the time. Women always keep their phone within reach. So if you text a woman and they don't reply to you, they just ignoring you. But my question is, why can't they just be a woman and just text you back and say,
Roll that vagina.
I'm not interested? Because you got grown women that do this kind of stuff. Like, if you're a 30-some-year-old, 40-some-year-old woman and you playing these kind of games, you need to be ashamed of yourself. You women need to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. You're too grown to be playing those kind of games. Ignoring text messages.
Fantastic.
Why don't you just be woman enough to just text a man back and say, you know what? I don't find you all that attractive. I don't like you.
I don't like
But that's
you.
too much like right, ain't it? Women have no integrity. None. No integrity. You know? That's the one thing I can't stand about women. They have no integrity. And I know a lot of you guys out there can relate to what I'm saying. Because women have no integrity. That's the one thing that irritates me, is how you have these women out here, they'll give you their phone number knowing they're not interested. And when you text them, they won't reply. I cannot stand when women do that. Ignore text messages. Like, why don't you just be a woman and just say, you know what, I ain't feeling you.
This is such a
I ain't
good
attracted
promo.
to you. Why can't you just woman up and admit that?
Got the nice sunset
That's what
behind.
irritates me.
Tall trees, crazy eyes.
Is that a lot of women won't even admit, they won't even just be like, you know what,
See,
I'm
Kim
not feeling
admits she
you.
doesn't have any
Like,
integrity.
I mean, that's just rude to just completely ignore a man's text message. You know, you see a man texting you and you just completely ignore the text message. Like, woman up. That's one thing I cannot stand about women. No integrity. And women cannot take accountability for their own actions. That's the one thing I can't stand about women. It's like,
What's
you
up,
women got to do
Daninsky?
better. Because women are good for this. You'll send them a text message, they'll never reply to you.
Oh my God.
They'll never reply. And it's like, if you're not interested, why don't you just text me? Why don't you just text back and say, you know what, I'm not interested. I'm not attracted to you.
This
you
is
don't make my
fan- I just
vagina
think this
wet.
is great
Why don't you
video.
just be a woman? For crying out loud. Be a woman. Woman up. You're 30-some, 40-some years old. You know, and that's what I can't stand about women. They don't believe in no accountability. That's the one thing about women. They believe in no accountability. They don't believe in taking accountability for anything.
Very true,
It's
Ananje.
always the man's fault. It's never their fault.
We got all the Clarence
You know?
homies in the chat
But that's
now.
women for you. That's the one thing I can't stand about women, how women
No integrity,
will
no
just
accountability.
ignore text messages. Like, what's the point? Like, why waste someone's
They
time
should be
that way? Why
ashamed.
play with someone's emotions that way? I mean, if you're not interested, just text a man back and say, you know what, I'm not feeling you. I'm not attracted to you. You don't do it for me. Be a woman. That's what I want women to start doing. I want women to start being women. I want women to develop some integrity, and I want women to develop some gumption about themselves. That's what I want women to do. But women don't have no integrity. They don't have no gumption about themselves.
No gumption.
And that's what I can't stand about women. They're just dishonest people, man. Women are always lying about stuff. It's like if, you know,
He's a
what's the
fucking
point in
fantastic
just sitting up there
promo.
ignoring the man text message? Why not just text the guy back and say, you know what, I'm not interested in you. I ain't attracted to you. Be a woman. You know, and that's what I can't stand about women. Women are cowards. And I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are fed up with that too. Women, you'll text them, they'll ignore your text message. And you know women keep their phones on them all the time.
All
they
the
see
time.
the text message. They see it clear as day. They just choosing not to text you back because they don't like you. But it's like, if you don't like somebody,
Well, it's
why don't
personal.
you be woman enough to just
Personal
say
issues sell tickets.
That's my issue with women. Why don't you just be woman enough to say, I don't like you. You don't make my vagina get moist. Just be real. See, see, once you get to be a certain age,
He is twitchy,
it's like we're
for
not
sure.
in middle school, we're not in high school. Once you 30-something, 40-something years old, it's time to keep it real. You're too grown for those middle school and high school games. Way too grown for that. But see, women don't have no integrity, and they don't know how to be honest with people. They don't know how to be honest. Women are not honest people. That's one thing I had to learn as a man about women. Women are not honest people. A man will always be more honest than a woman. I guess that's just the way God made us. Women are liars. They lie about everything. A woman's whole life is a lie. A woman's whole life is a lie. You know? But this is the things, this is the
This
stuff that
has
irritates
to be what
me.
it felt like to be at the Gettysburg Address, you know?
Is how a woman would just ignore your text message. And you know when you text a woman, they see your text message. They see it.
Clear as day.
I used to want to give women the benefit of a doubt and think, well, maybe she didn't see the text. Oh, no,
Foolishness.
she saw it. She just choosing to be evil and not reply to you because she don't like you. But she can't even be woman enough to tell you, I'm not attracted to you. See, this is the stuff that irritates me. Women have no accountability, man. They don't take accountability for nothing. And then when they get
Chef's
up in
kiss.
age and, you know, they a single mom and been ran through, it's everybody's fault but theirs. It's everybody's fault but theirs. When you see these women getting up in age,
Remember
and they're a
how he
single
views
mother, been ran
304s
through,
here versus
been
later
done
on in
wrong
the
by
year.
so many men, and then they want to point the finger and blame everybody else, except blaming themselves for being a shallow person. But that's what women are, you know, they're just shallow people. And women never learn. A clear sign of an idiot is someone who never learns from their mistakes. If you keep doing the same thing and you keep getting the same results, then you're not intelligent. Because if you're not getting the results that you want to get from something, and you keep doing it,
I
that's
mean,
insanity.
this is
Doing
to
the
me,
same
this is
thing,
like a
expecting different
minor
outcome. But see, women
masterpiece.
never learn. They never, ever learn. And this is what's so sad about women. They never learn. They never learn from
Never
their
learn.
bad, poor choices. But you guys leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this. I know you guys can't stand when women, you know, ignore your text
Sorry,
messages.
I was
That's one of
moved
the
to
most
tears
irritating
by
things
this
ever.
presentation.
You text a woman and she just ignore you, like you don't exist. It's one of the most irritating things in the world. And you would think as women get older and as they mature that they would stop doing that. But some people never grow up. And that's what I had to learn about a lot of women. Women, you got women 30-something, 40-something, 50-something years old. They still haven't matured up here. But you guys have a good night. Happy Tuesday. We got a full moon. Peace.
Full moon. Peace.
Have a good night, guys. What's
Okay, let's check the date on this one. 4.2K views, March 25th. So what's that? 3 days later. I think he's gone out on the date with whoever his mom set him up with, and the reaction was that she didn't want to see him anymore, but that she thought he had a good spirit, is what she told his mom.
What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. In this presentation here, I'm gonna tell you I'm just here to break the ice, guys. This is something that dating coaches, PUAs, all the guys that's in the pickup community, all these guys know this.
Yeah,
all
very
these dudes
smooth
know
outro.
that as a man, if women like you, you're gonna be sought after. All these men that's in the dating community, Mr. Lucario, all these men who try to give lame dating advice to men, all these men know that if you're a man that women desire,
Savvy
you're gonna be
shitting
sought
on the
after.
red pill.
That's what Mr. Lucario knows. Like,
I think this is the same location that we later hear about that great Chris Brown single that just released, Holy Blindfold.
all these men know you're gonna be sought after, but I'm gonna get into this presentation, guys, and I'm gonna tell you guys about something a woman told me the other day. I was in a ride, and I was vibing with this older woman, and we were just talking about life and stuff. And one thing she told me, and I know I've heard people tell me this before, but I was thinking, you know what? That's a good compliment that you're giving me, but what has it done for me? This woman told me that I have a good spirit, and I'm not throwing no shade at what the woman told me by her telling me that I have a good spirit. I'm not throwing no shade at what she told me. Okay, I have a good spirit. I've heard people tell me that before. But my question is, what has having a good spirit done for me?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it's nothing wrong with having a good spirit. It's nothing wrong with having good energy. But what has having a good spirit done for me? What has going out of my way to be a good person done for me?
True.
Like I told you guys, I don't go out of my way to deal with people because I know people are evil. I don't go out of my way to make friends. I don't go out of my way to deal with people at all because I know that people are evil. I stopped going out of my way trying to make friends with people because I know people are evil. You got people that'll smile in your face and act like they like you, act like they cool with you, but
Well,
underneath
too
the
bad.
surface, they
Tim,
can't
you said
stand
you were a racist
so
earlier.
I don't go out of my way to deal with
that's
people.
a dose of your own medicine.
And it's all well and good that this
Maybe
woman
part of
told
the
me that I
curse.
got a good spirit, but I was just thinking to myself, what has having a good spirit done for me? Okay, I've gone out of my way trying to be good, trying to be a righteous person, believing in God, whatever. But what does that matter? Having a good spirit don't even matter in this world. Because
True.
you know what? There are plenty of people in the world who don't have a good spirit. But you want to know what? They got all the goodness that you can want in life. You know what? A lot of women don't have good spirits. A lot of people in general don't have good spirits. So, you know, it was all well and good that this woman told me I got
I
a
think
good
it's
spirit.
the woman that his
But
mom
my
set him
question
up
is,
with.
what has having a good spirit done for me?
There's a couple more videos with lore around it, but I couldn't remember, and I was already at like crazy having to cut down on the time.
Having a good spirit hasn't done nothing for me in my life. Like, the way I've been treated, how I've been done by women, having a good spirit hadn't done nothing for me. Hadn't done nothing. So, I mean, it was good that this woman told me that I got a good spirit, but having a good spirit don't mean nothing. The only thing that matters in this world is what you look like. What you look like and what you have. That's all that matters in this world. Nothing else matters. Being intelligent don't even matter. Because you know what? You can be intelligent, right? But if people don't like the way you look, they won't give you credit for being intelligent.
Yeah, Lalo's got
But
more
here's the
game
kicker.
than Savvy.
If
But Savvy
people
doesn't
like the way
believe
you
in
look,
game.
You could be dumb, but people will think you intelligent. All
His
because of
mom
your
is
physical
definitely
appearance.
an old
That just go
church
to show
lady.
you that looks is everything.
But she thinks
You
she's
could
still
be
the
dumb,
baddie she
but
was
if people
back in
like
the
the way
day.
you look,
She never grew
they'll
up, just
think
like
you
all the other
intelligent.
women over 30, over
So,
40, over 50.
That's why I say, guys, the only things that matter in life is looks and material possessions. That's all that matters. This is a very, very shallow world. A very shallow world. And having a good spirit don't mean nothing. Like I stated, guys, I've had plenty of people tell me I got a good spirit. But having a good spirit don't even matter in this world. Because you got a lot of people walking around
True,
in this
KP.
world with evil spirits. You better believe it. It's a lot of evil spirits walking around in this world. A lot of evil spirits. A lot of evil spirits walking around here. So
Yep, she does, Daninsky.
when people tell you that you got a
Foolishness.
good spirit, I mean, that's a good compliment, but it don't mean nothing. A lot of women don't have good spirits. If you ask me, women are not good-spirited people. Women are narcissists. They're all about themselves and what they can get out of a man. Women are definitely not good-spirited people. Women are evil. And that's just the truth. People in general are evil. People in general are evil. This is why I say, you know, it's all well and good when people tell you that you got a good spirit, when people tell you you got a good personality, but what is it doing for you? What is having a good spirit doing for you in this world? Is it getting you the things you want? What is it doing for you? Having a good spirit don't matter in this world. Don't matter. You know? The only things that matter in life is what you look like and what you have. Because what you look like and what you have,
What a
that's gonna
generational
determine
run Savvy's been on.
how people value you as a person. That's going to determine what perspective people put you in. If people don't like, if you don't look like nothing, if you don't have nothing, then people not going to value you at all. People going to disregard you like trash. That's the world we live in. This is a shallow world, guys.
That's how Kim said about
And
Grace earlier. She
I
called her
was just thinking
trash.
about what that woman told me the other day in that ride, that I got a good spirit, and I'm like, what has it done for me though? Okay, I got a good spirit. Is it gonna let me? Is a woman gonna bend that thing over and let me put it in from the back? Okay, I got a good spirit. Is a woman gonna marry me and have kids by me? I mean, what has having a good spirit done? I mean, it's all well and good, you know, that woman complimented me and told me what she told me, but I mean, what has having a good spirit done? Having a good spirit don't mean nothing. Don't mean anything in this world. Especially when you got a lot of evil spirits walking around here. But
You said she was good looking,
It
but
is
she
what
was
it is,
she was
guys.
trash.
you know,
She is good looking. She
this
looked
world
great
that we
in a
live in
Target
not worth
uniform.
nothing.
I said that in the
women
chat
definitely
last
are not
night, but she
good-spirited
didn't
people.
respond
Can I get a
to it.
witness? Women are definitely evil-spirited people. Women are definitely evil-spirited people, full of the devil. We know that. We know that women are not good-spirited people. How many of you guys will agree with what I'm saying? How many of you guys will agree that women are evil-spirited people?
Let's see if I agreed
That
with him
women
in
are
the
full of
comments.
devil? How many of you guys will agree? Put a thumbs up in the comments of this presentation if you agree
Oh,
with
I
what
must
I'm
not
saying.
have.
Do you agree that women are evil?
We might have waited a while before we
People.
interacted with him. I can't
Because I
remember.
do. I mean, people in general are evil-spirited. But put a thumbs up in the comments of this presentation if you believe that women are evil-spirited people, because I know women are evil-spirited people.
Put it in from the back. Hell yeah.
There are no good women out there. We all know that.
On a yacht in Monaco.
We all know that. There are no good women out there. Women are all the same.
Well,
and
just
another
wait.
thing I want to clarify in this presentation.
We're right around the corner.
And
man.
don't think that I'm disregarding what this woman told me, that I got a good spirit. I mean, that's all well and good.
What's up, G?
But
Thanks.
having a good spirit, having a good attitude, that don't mean nothing.
Nothing.
It doesn't mean anything. But another thing that I want to touch on in this presentation, guys, is before I forget about this, a lot of guys believe that dudes who are not selected by women got to go to the gym, and that's going to change their whole
Uh-oh,
life.
here's him
I was working
clashing
out
with
the other day at the
Hormaxer.
hotel. Because I like to stay active and I like to do things to take my mind off of this horrible reality that a lot of us live. But going to the gym, guys, I know I've stated this before, but going to the gym is not going to make a woman want to sleep with you. I mean, guys, people was telling me that back when I was in my early 20s.
I don't want to stop. I want to flow right into the next one, but I just want to say this. To me, the next video is the best video on YouTube of 2025. It's Savvy's masterpiece to me. I think it's absolutely amazing. So I don't want to, I want it to flow in.
That you got to go to the gym, you got to work out, you got to self-improve. That's all BS. When I was 21, I didn't listen to that. I'm 35, soon to be 36 this year, and I'm still
Will
not
Smith.
listening to that. I ain't trying to hear that garbage.
I'm not sure.
Going to the gym is not gonna make women want to screw you.
I saw he posted a story the other day about a brother that got killed by a snow bunny.
Where guys always say that, oh, you got to go to the gym. Well, I work out in the gym. It ain't done nothing for me. It never did nothing. And it's not going to do nothing. See, going to the gym, you do that for your own benefit as a man. You don't go to the gym.
And we know about passions and
to
hobbies,
attract
right?
women. If you working out, you do that for your own personal benefit. I mean, look at it like this, guys. There are some guys who never step foot in the gym, and women want to give them all the sex in the world. So,
He has a video that's literally called self-improvement
guys who
is
think that going to the
foolishness.
gym is going to make women like you,
Like literally, I'm not.
they're
That's
totally
the title.
misguided.
Self-improvement
Because
is
there are
foolishness.
dudes out there who've never stepped foot in a gym, and plenty of women want to bust that thing open for them. So, guys, if you believe that going to the gym is going to change your life, you're ignorant. That's all I'm going to say. You're ignorant. Going to a gym, working out, pumping iron, you do that to stay healthy. You do things for your own personal benefit. Going to a gym is not going to make a woman like you. It's not going to make a woman want to bend that thing over and let you clap it from the back. Let me get explicit for a minute. It's not going to do that.
Let me get explicit.
A lot of guys talking about this going to the gym and working out, that's BS. That's not going to make a
Speaking
woman wanna
classes,
sex
I
you
agree.
up.
I think so.
So, like I stated, there are guys who've never
Or
stepped
he
foot
like
in the
watched
gym
a
and
bunch of
plenty women
YouTube
wanna get him
videos
some.
about it.
So I'm not trying to hear that. But back to what I was saying about the woman telling me I had a good spirit. What has having a good spirit done for me? But you guys have a good day. Leave your comments.
Next
Talk to you
video of the year for me.
Happy Tuesday, guys. Somebody wanted me to do a presentation talking about a message to the young guys part 2, and that's what this is going to be. In this presentation, I just want to tell the young dudes, if you are outcast right now in middle school, high school, I just want to tell you young guys, and I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just here to tell you young guys, in this message to the young guys presentation, I just want to tell you guys, the light at the end of the tunnel doesn't get better, guys. If you an outcast, you in middle school, you in high school right now, things are not going to get better for you. And like I stated, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just being honest with you. If you in middle school, high school right now, you're not getting play from females like that. Chicks are not being receptive to you. Things are not going to get better for you the older you get. I'm just being honest with you. Things are not going to get better for you. Look at me. I'm living proof that it don't get better. I'm living proof that it gets worse the older you get. I'm about to be 36 this year. I have no wife. I have no kids. Never had no pussy. I've totally lost in life, but it's a lot of guys who've totally lost in life. There's a lot of people, it's a lot of guys out here who've totally lost in life. But I just want to tell you, young guys, don't let nobody tell you that things are gonna get better for you the older you get. If things are not good for you now, and you're adolescent, you in middle school, you in high school, trust me, the older you get, trust me, the older you get, um, things are not
What's up,
things
Thomas
are not
Wyatt?
gonna get any better. You know, I'm just trying to be honest with you guys and just being transparent with you guys. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but I just want you guys to know it's not gonna get no better.
I got trash.
Beautiful sky, beautiful backdrop.
I mean, I'm living proof that things don't get better, guys. You know, I knew that things was never gonna get better. You know, um, like I say, guys, I knew from the time I was very young that things would never get better, and I was right because things never did get better for me. That sun is beaming real hard out here today. But yeah, things never did get better for me. And unfortunately, things are not going to get better for a lot of people. Um, you know, the truth of the matter is, guys, if you a dude, you in middle school, you in high school, you being discriminated against, you getting treated bad right now, trust me, it doesn't get any better the older you get. Take it from somebody like myself who's about to be 36 this year. I'm living proof that it don't get better. I'll be 40 soon. Once you a guy that's in your 30s, you up there. Before you know it, you'll be 40. I mean, I'm living proof that it doesn't get any better. All the guys that was attacking me over the years and they had all this stuff to say, I wonder what they would have to tell me now at almost 36. My birthday the end of this month. I'll be 36.
He was destined for a life of hell, G thinks. Cursed.
I know that it's a lot of other guys out there who are effed up just like me. They just don't get on the camera and talk about it. I know there are a lot of men out there who...
Remember, he was talking about, like, if you've got a platform, if you've got an audience, you really built up that whole thing. I really love how it pays off here.
Don't get pussy like that. Never had no pussy. They just not showing their face on camera. But see, one thing about me, and that's why I always mention Baccarat McCrae, I don't have no pride as a man. I don't care. I don't have no honor and dignity as a man. I just don't care. I know it's a lot of men out there who are not sought after like that by women, but they're not getting on camera showing their face. I ain't got nothing to lose. As far as I'm concerned, I've already lost in life.
Damn.
So, it is what it is. I just had to, I'm just glad that
I uploaded a version of this with the Requiem for a Dream song behind it. And I think Savvy Guy liked it.
In being in the position that I'm in, I'm glad that I've become a voice for those who are losers. I've become a voice for losers. I've become a voice for men who are not wanted. At least I can say that. And I feel good about that, that I've become a voice for men who are outcasts, men who are not wanted. Because, I ask myself a question all the time, like, what woman would want a man who's never been wanted? What woman would want to be with a guy who's never been wanted? I don't think no woman would desire a dude who's never been wanted. But I'm here to tell you, young brothers, you young guys coming up, like, when you see men who 40-something years old, 50-some years old, I saw a man online, saying that he was 50 years old, never had sex, never been married, no children. So what you young guys need to understand that's coming up is that the light at the end of the tunnel is not, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Don't let no one tell you there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Because when you see men who are 20 something, 30 something, 40 something years old, never had no vagina, that ought to tell you that's your destiny. That's your destiny, and that's where you're headed. The older that you get, you just got to know that. I know a lot of people probably attacking you young guys, and a lot of people probably bashing you young guys. But I'm just here to tell you, as a 35, almost 36-year-old man, that things don't get better. If you don't have females liking you now as a teenager, it's gonna get worse.
He has
The older
song
you
like
get, a lot
pre-AI
worse.
songs too.
It's gonna get a lot worse. But
His big hits.
one thing that I know, and I know a lot of people know this as well, everybody wasn't meant to be a winner in life. That's something that most people would try to deny. Most people would try to gaslight you and say, oh, that's not true. But people know, not just me, people know everybody wasn't meant to be a winner in life. Some people were meant to be losers, and just know that, if you're a young guy in middle school and high school, females not giving you the time of day, you're getting rejected a lot. What you need to do right now at a young age, you need to fully accept being a loser and know that you're going to die a loser. You need to fully accept that. I accepted it when I was young. And that is my advice to you young teenage guys coming up, middle school, high school. Fully accept being a loser. Accept it, because
Christ.
the older you get, it gets harder. It doesn't get easier. And it gets worse the older you get. Take it from a guy like myself. It gets worse the older you get.
This
Doesn't
is
get any
definitely
better.
like the best
gets
video
worse.
of the year.
So, salute to being a loser. Salute to being a failure. And just totally accept that things are not going to work out for you.
Oh, look, I commented on it. Mr. Savvy, I wish someone 7 months ago, Mr. Savvy, I wish someone had told me when I was in my 20s, it bees that way sometimes.
You're not going to have a happy life. You're not going to have a wife, kids, none of that good stuff. All the good things you see other guys with, you'll
Masterpiece.
Never have it. And this is my message to you young guys that's in middle school, high school. Just know that you're never going to have nobody. You're not going to have no happy life. And I feel like if you guys accept that at a young age, you'll save yourself a lot of grief and heartache the older that you get. Because I'm telling you, if you're a young guy and you're not sought after now as a teenager, it's only going to get worse from here on out. Things are not going to get better for you, and that's the honest truth.
Is he at Target?
So salute to being defeated. This is message to the young guys part 2. You guys have a happy Tuesday. Salute to being defeated.
I mean, to me, you really can't. I mean, that's just an all-timer for me. I think that's an incredible video. We pick up, let's see, May 26th, Women Aren't All the Same. This is when Savvy gets a brief window into positivity when a coworker gives him a birthday gift.
You guys doing? Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Hope everybody's having a good Memorial.
I think some of his contemporaries did, didn't they, Daninsky?
I want to talk to you guys real quick about something that's so common sense. The title of this presentation is going to be called All Women Are Not Shallow. Now, my mother was telling me the other day that all women are not shallow. Well, if that's the case, guys, if all women are not shallow, how come some guys haven't found nobody special? If all women are not shallow, How come some guys been treated like complete garbage all their life?
I might have picked
How
the
come
wrong
some
video,
guys
but I
won't
thought
be
this
able
was
to
it.
have a wife, kids? They won't be able to procreate. You know, they won't be able to do none of these things if all women are not shallow. A lot of people need to start thinking before they speak. A lot of people want to say that, oh, all women are not shallow. They want to say, well, you haven't met all women. Well, you know what? You may not have met all women, but you have to pay attention to patterns as well. And most of all, you got to pay attention to your age. This coming Saturday, guys, I'll be 36 years old this coming Saturday. And I tell myself,
His
I've lived
thinking is
long enough
irrational.
at this point in my life to where if I was going to have a family, if I was going to have a wife and children, I'm sure I would already have it. Just being honest. I know that regardless of ethnicity, regardless of race,
This might not be it, but I thought since it was around his birthday, it would be it. But I think maybe I picked the wrong video. I could have.
I know for a fact that all women are shallow and superficial. I know this beyond a shadow of a doubt. It doesn't matter what race the woman is. It doesn't matter what ethnicity the woman is. Women are shallow and superficial, guys. Can I get a witness? Especially if you're a guy, you're a certain age, and you have not met the love of your life yet. You haven't met no one special. I mean, come on now. You got to pay attention to patterns. That's the one thing you got to pay attention to in life.
That's my bad. But savvy guy, a woman gave him a nice bottle of champagne and I think a cake or something. And he got really, really positive about it for a minute, but it went away pretty quick. Here, let's not that there's anything wrong with this one, but it's just not really, like, we're pretty tight on time, so. We jump forward here to August 2nd, and this song is a glimpse of the afterlife, so ethereal.
What's going on, guys? Got a quick little presentation that I want to make for you guys real quick. How you guys doing today? Got a quick little presentation that I want to make. How many of you guys, I don't know if you guys been keeping up with music lately, but I want to talk to you guys about this real quick. Look like it's gonna storm out here, so this gonna be real quick. But how many of you guys are familiar with the new single from Chris Brown, Holy Blindfold? Holy Blindfold. Holy Blindfold. How many of you guys are familiar with that new single that Chris Brown just released?
My bad, I'm sorry.
That single that he just released, that is a great, great single. I'm telling you guys. The new single from Chris Brown, that is a great, great single. If you guys have not checked out the new single from Chris Brown, make sure you give it a listen. Make sure.
Well, there are very few trad girls.
The choreography in the video was nice.
Choreography was on
point.
point.
You know, Chris Brown don't disappoint when it come to music, guys. Y'all know he gonna make some good music. But yeah, I mean, Chris Brown, he gonna do his thing. He gonna always make some good music. You know, Chris Brown is a talented artist. You know, I mean, the dude may have emotional problems. The dude may have anger problems. But I mean, you can't deny the natural raw talent that this man has. I mean, Chris Brown is a great artist. I give it to him. I mean, if you have not checked out the new single from Chris Brown, Holy Blindfold, make sure you give it a listen. Make sure you check this single out. I just love the way it unfolds. It's a female in the beginning and she has angel wings.
The content takes a hard turn at this point into like where he starts to kind of feud with his viewers who want the black pill content, but he's wanting to do like luxury lifestyle content.
Because I got a real creative mind myself, and you know, I think about how the afterlife is gonna be sometime, or what heaven would be like. And I love the visual effects in this video. The choreography is just so nice. If I didn't have this camera in my hand, I would do some of the choreography that's in this video. Chris Brown doesn't disappoint. He's a great artist. In spite of his challenges, the dude is talented. You know, in spite of what people may say about Breezy, you can't take away the dude's natural raw talent. Dude is talented. You got to get a man his flowers. I mean, incredibly talented. I mean, I want to see what this next album is gonna be like, but this single that I just heard, I mean, I like the video. This song right here makes me think about being in Monaco on a yacht. You know, I got on a, you know, I'm with a woman, she rubbing me down with the baby oil. You know, I'm drinking cognac out of a Baccarat glass. You know, I'm on a yacht in Monaco, and I see the beautiful sunset over the ocean. That's what this song makes me think about. You know, getting some sloppy dome in Monaco. Monaco is a beautiful place. If you haven't seen Monaco, make sure you look at some pictures of Monaco. It's in France. Beautiful marina, beautiful ocean waters. That's what this track makes me think about, you know? It really makes me think about being somewhere out the country. You know, I think about being in a rain shower with a woman, you know, and the rain is coming down on us. I like those rain shower heads. I'm gonna get one of those in my, I'm gonna have to get one of those installed on my RV, because I'm looking at some RVs. I would love to get an RV that got a rain shower head, the rain of heaven coming down on you. I would love to be in one of those showers with a woman, drinking on some Bollinger or some Paul Roger champagne. You know, that would be so nice. I never had Paul Roger. That's a champagne that I would love to try. But this track right here, it just makes me think about being somewhere out the country with a woman on a yacht. You know, I'm getting some sloppy dome on that yacht. You see the beautiful sunset. You see the beautiful sunset over the ocean, you know, on the marina over there in Monaco. I know Jay-Z shot a video in Monaco, but that's what this track really makes me think about. I mean, the visual effects are phenomenal in this video. I mean, Chris Brown's vocals are very nice. I mean, this is one of those tracks that'll give you a nostalgia. This is one of them tracks that will stay stuck in your head for some time. I'm ready to see what the new album is gonna be like. I mean, if I had to rate Holy Blindfold, I give this song a 10-10. Make sure you give it a listen, guys. I really, really love this song. The video is nice. Looked like they were somewhere overseas somewhere, maybe in Spain somewhere. That's the vibe that I was getting, because it starts off, he's in a temple dancing with an angel, and it's crazy how she disappears at the end of the video. The angel that he's dancing with disappears. She goes back up to heaven with God after the video is over. I mean, stunning visual effects, I'm telling you guys. So if you have not checked out Holy Blindfold, make sure you check this song out. I mean, this is one of them tracks right there that just makes my imagination get very creative. I'll just say that. But all I can say, guys, if you haven't checked out this music video, make sure you check it out. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to Savvy Guy. We're gonna be at 10K subscribers very, very soon. Thanks for all the support, and donate if you can. You know, you don't have to donate a lot. Anything will help. But yeah, Holy Blindfold is definitely one of them tracks that's gonna be in my head for a minute. I try not to watch the video too much, because when I listen to this song, I can feel my emotions climbing. And when I listen to certain music, it'll make you feel some kind of way. It'll make you start crying certain songs. I mean, this is one of them songs that really make me think about being in the French Riviera on a yacht. The beautiful sunset, a woman rubbing me down with the L'Occitane lotion. Oh yeah, it's one of them tracks. It's one of them tracks. The sun setting over the French Riviera. You know, I'm spraying on some of that Aqua de Parma, Fico di Amalfi. Oh yeah. Spraying on that Aqua de Parma, Fico di Amalfi. Oh yeah.
Holy Blindfold really,
that's
like,
what this track puts you
it
in
knocks
the mind
something
frame
loose
of.
in Savvy Guy.
I mean, this track really makes my imagination race. This track, I mean, I love it. I definitely do, guys. But all I can say, guys, make sure you check this track out.
An odd video,
I
yeah.
would
His
love to get
people
you guys
hated it too.
feedback
People were
on
real
Holy
mad.
Blindfold. This song and Miracles by Usher, I can put them in the same category together. I wish Usher would release that track. Better than walking on water or breathing in space. Bigger than living forever. Making it rain, a miracle. Whoa, we didn't know we'd overcome impossible. Whoa.
I mean, I felt like I was jaw dropped when this video hit.
That's a nice song too. That's why I say Miracles and Holy Blindfold, I put these two tracks in the same category. But you guys make sure you check this track out. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. I mean,
and
Chris
it
Brown
just
is a great
gets
artist.
crazier,
Anything that
right?
he
It
puts
gets
out,
even,
you know it's gonna
just
be
gets
a hit.
weirder and
You
like
know, the
more
dude
Kino.
just don't miss. Some people just don't miss, just like Usher. When he releases music, you know it's gonna be a hit. But you guys, make sure you have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys in the next presentation. You guys have a good evening. Happy Saturday.
So remember when he said that if he didn't have the hold the camera, he would show the choreography? Here it is, Life of Hell choreography. Or as Daninsky and I call it, silent headphones dancing. Jesus. What do you mean he sucks? He's tearing it up. Just for a little bit of context, this arc came to a very quick conclusion after this video, and he went back to, in fact, he went black screen, remember, for a while, and he got back into Black Pill content for a while, and I made a video response to him telling him to quit doing the perfume reviews and to go back to doing AI music and the dancing and stuff like that, and we did get a few more after that. He made that one video response, being ahead of your time. Yeah, he's a good dancer, but what has being a good dancer done for him?
Oh.
He has a tremendous amateur background in dancing. You see his entire problem all of a sudden. I mean, like, I would give anything to have just been a normal person scrolling through. Well, maybe it really wouldn't have been that weird. Maybe you have to. I guess you do kind of have to know savvy. Stumbling into it, you just think it's another idiot on TikTok or something.
Feel like I saw the light. Feel like God rest my soul, yeah. God rest my soul.
See, you're proving Savvy Guy right, G Thanks, because when he was saying how his life was terrible, you said that he should, that he should just have fun and relax and chill, and now he's having fun and relaxing and chill, and you're shitting on him. So you're reinforcing what Savvy Guy's saying.
God
People
rest
will
my soul. God rest my soul. Chris Brown's new track, Holy Blindfold, beautiful track. That was just a little something different. Life of Hell choreography. Yeah. Make sure you guys comment, rate, subscribe. I mean, you can't deny the choreography in that video is amazing. If you guys have not checked out Holy Blindfold, make sure you give it a try. Make sure you give it a try. Make sure you watch that video. We doing something different. We switching up the algorithm. I love that dance move.
switching up the algorithm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a beautiful dance move. That choreography in that video is just through the roof, guys. It's impeccable. If you haven't checked out Holy Blindfold by Chris Brown, make sure you check out that track. It's a beautiful track. Life of Hell choreography.
Salute to a life of hell.
Comment, rate, subscribe, donate. $ Brandon Locke 125 Cash App. See you guys in the next presentation. Peace.
Yeah, because you say like, well, be yourself.
I feel good, guys.
Well, this is it. This is himself.
I passed my automotive finals. I'm moving up in life, guys. Anything that's worth having, it's not gonna come easy. But I just wanted to, do a little choreography there. Let me know what you guys think about that choreography. Beautiful, beautiful track. I can't get enough of that track, Holy Blindfold. Holy Blindfold, when I'm looking at you, God rest my soul. Woo, that's a beautiful track. Feel like
the Holy Blindfold arc, man. Wow. I did. I thought it was okay,
that's a
but
beautiful track.
I didn't.
God rest my soul.
It didn't make me think about getting blown on a yacht in Monaco.
Make sure you comment, rate, subscribe. See you in the next presentation.
Good morning.
Okay, if you guys remember this one, it was after that ill-fated live where people were talking about sexually assaulting people, and Savvy Guy made this thing about being mindful of the algorithm. It's just something we talk about all the time, so I thought we needed to have it in the wrap-up.
Guys, back with another discussion. Got back with the black screen.
What's up, Luna?
It was a good stream we did, but the algorithm is very sensitive. So certain things the algorithm is just not going to accept. Especially when you use a certain words and stuff. I like doing the live streams. I don't do them often because I feel like it's a treat, and
a treat.
You want to be able to get what you're gonna say out. You wanna have some good topics to talk about when you go live. So that's why I don't do the lives often.
Did it make me think of getting blown in an RV? No, I don't want to.
The algorithm
I don't
is
like to
very
travel
sensitive,
like
so
that.
that's why I say, in the next live stream, let's just be mindful of the things that we say.
Be mindful of the
certain
algorithm.
Things the algorithm is just not going to accept. I can tell that I've had a lot of growth, and I understand. A lot of people tried to help me in the past. A lot of the things that I know a lot of guys talk about women and stuff that they was going through. It's just a way that you go about talking about your circumstances, and I realize that regardless of what you're going through in life, you got to be mindful of the things you say, because even if you're going through hell, when you start talking reckless and saying all kind of off the wall stuff, once you put that out there in the universe, you can't take it back. That's just a lesson learned for me, and hopefully that's a lesson learned to a lot of guys. But it was a good live, but you know, the algorithm, like I say, won't accept certain things. So in the next live, let's just keep it mindful. Let's just be mindful. And the next time I go live, I'm gonna be mindful to make that speech beforehand, and just tell everybody, let's be mindful of the things that we say in the chat, because the algorithm is very sensitive to certain topics and certain things that are said. You know, you got to be mindful of what you're saying on these platforms, because you don't want to say anything that could be used against you, because you never know who's watching, you never know who's tuning in, and you know, there's already a negative stigma on guys who are sex deprived. People already have a negative impression of guys who are sex deprived. They automatically think that these types of men are dangerous anyway. So we don't want to give them. We don't want to do anything to incriminate ourselves. So you know, in the future, I do plan on doing another live stream, probably sometime towards the end of this month or next month. So be on the lookout. You know, I don't do live streams often because they're a treat, and I want to get my thoughts together of the topics and things that I'm gonna talk about when I go live. Because you know, that's just the best. That makes it more interesting, so more people can engage when you have a topic to talk about. But let's just be mindful of the things we say next time in the stream. And we'll go from there. But because I like doing the live streams, but you know, we just got to be mindful of the things we say. But other than that, you know, it wasn't a bad stream, but we just got to be, you know, let's just be mindful next time. And I'll make sure next time I go live to make it perfectly clear.
Sorry.
Let's be mindful of the things we discuss in the chat. And
What's
the
up,
things that
VP?
we say. But other than that, it wasn't a bad stream.
I think this video
We
is
just
worth
gotta
the
be
wrap up
mindful,
because it's
because
got good lore tying
people
into the
automatically
disastrous
have a negative impression of
live
guys who
stream,
can't
Discord
get no
live.
box. But just a little morning
I
presentation.
keep sneezing.
Not gonna hold you guys too long. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. The content is doing well. I mean, I'm coming a long way. Like I say, every time I do a presentation, thanks for all the support. I've come a long way.
I found a video of
If I
VP
would've
in
took
my
this thing
archive that I
serious
hadn't
a long
posted
time
yet.
ago,
I don't think I did anyway.
and
It was
if
like
I
a
could've went
real
about things in a different
colorful,
direction a long
like
time ago,
16-minute rant toward the viewers.
Sure,
Pretty,
you know, this thing
pretty
could've
creative.
this thing could have taken off for me a long time ago. I could have been at 40, 100 million subscribers. Easy. But you know, it's a process. But you guys have a good day. Talk to you soon.
All right, that was Be Mindful of the Algorithm. Okay, so after Holy Blindfold, he was like really feeling the creative juices were really going. He had the one setback, but he wasn't going to let that hold him back. So he decided to rekindle one of his passions in life, which was that he remembered that he was actually had a talent for songwriting.
What's going on, guys? Got a new song. Here we go. Happy Wednesday. Lost in Monaco. Here we go. Sunset is so glorious, gray-eyed angel, slurping me up. I'm lost in Monaco. She looking so divine, gives my soul.
Look at that shirt, man. He
sunshine.
just looks so much happier just with the shirt.
She screws my mind so hard. I'm so confused on where to start. Makes me wanna read the Bible and go back to church. Sunset is so glorious, gray-eyed angel,
Slurping me up.
I'm lost in Monaco. Sunset is so glorious, gray-eyed angel, slurping me up. I'm lost in Monaco.
Oh my God, slurping me up.
A trip to Monaco would be a wonderful experience with a beautiful.
The best part about
angelic
Savvy's
view.
songs is that they're all like
I
American
wanted to
Pie
feed
length.
me some oatmeal with raisins, almonds, honey, and cinnamon. Sunset is so glorious, gray-eyed angel, slurping me up. I'm lost.
Slurping me
in
up.
Monaco.
I'm sorry, VP, for saying slurping me up in front of a lady. I'm sorry. Slurp maxing, indeed.
Angel, slurping me up. I'm lost. I'm lost in Monaco.
Oh, also, we talked about yesterday who would do commentary with me for the wrestling show. It would be me and the Chatter Daninsky for sure. He could wear a mask like Excalibur.
It is so glorious, gray-eyed angel, slurping me up. I'm lost in Monaco.
On a yacht in Monaco.
Heaven must exist, cause when I
Still
look
going.
at you, my soul
With a 5'10" or
feels
taller
like
trad
it left
girl.
my body. Girl, you so bad, I can't get you out my head. I'm under the heavenly trance, making out
Heavenly
with you
Trans, remember that,
overseas.
Daninsky?
Feeling the breeze coming off the seas. The atmosphere feels so surreal. With you lost in Monaco.
You want to, yeah, there you go. You can wear the blue night
Sunset is
mask.
so glorious, gray-eyed.
We'll pay you in
angel,
Bitcoin so you don't have to verify your
slurping
identity.
me up, I'm lost in Monaco. The sunset is so glorious, gray-eyed angel, slurping me up. I'm lost in Monaco, slurping me up. I'm lost in Monaco. Sunset is so glorious, gray-eyed angel.
You're going to see a wrestling show? Awesome.
Slurping me up. I'm lost in
I found a great wrestling match we can watch on Friday, an IWA one that I think is we can get away with watching, but it's a really cool match.
Monaco. Let me know what you guys think about this
Mean Gene.
this presentation. Leave your comments. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, this is Savvy Guy talking to us about how he has discovered his gift for songwriting. Let's see where we're at in the year here. August 16th.
What's going on now? Back at you guys with another presentation. We going somewhere this year, guys. We're really, really going somewhere. I just wanted to check in real quick with you guys and say, you know, I wanna say real quick, ladies, I hope you see this presentation. I just want to just say this real quick to the ladies. Ladies in Georgia,
who say that there are no good brothers out here, get you a brother that doesn't fit the narrative. Just get you a brother that don't fit the stereotype. Get you a brother like myself. I'm urging some ladies to come comment on this presentation. I'm really urging some ladies to come comment on this. Get you a brother that don't fit the narrative. A lot of you sisters, y'all choosing the same
Get
type
you a
of
brother that
Get you a brother that don't
narrative.
fit the narrative. That's all I'm gonna say. Get you a brother that doesn't fit the normal urban stereotype. But in this presentation, I want to talk about songwriting. For those who don't know, I used to write songs back when I was a teen. It's something that I've always enjoyed doing. It gives me a chance to express my creativity writing songs. I really enjoy
Passions and hobbies are nothing, he said.
it. And
Now he's thriving.
I truly believe you have to have a certain level of IQ to write songs.
Yeah, they never came up.
To be a songwriter, you have to have a certain level of IQ.
I remember one time, like, on one of his lives, a couple of people that were clearly, like, I don't know if they were like, but they were like, they looked to me like pretty like stereotypical, like far leftists were trying to like reason with him. And the rest of the people were just like burying those two people. It was really funny. They were trying to like
Because
give
not
Savvy
just
Guy
anybody
like
can come up
genuine
with a
advice.
chorus or verses to a song. And I'm pretty good at writing songs.
But that didn't do anything for him.
For you guys who have not heard my music, make sure you check it out.
That liberal didn't
I think
bend
that
over and let
Sono
him clap
app
it from
where
behind.
you could type in your chorus and lyrics and it'll make
What
a
good
hit
is
song
support
like you in the
on
studio.
Discord?
I feel that AI app is just genius.
What
If
good
you
has
have
that
not
ever
checked
done?
out Sono, make sure you check it out. And to the person who told me about Sono, thank you. That is genius. You know,
The AI
music
songwriting
creator.
arc
I mean, that's just genius.
begins.
I like Sono, and I feel like when it comes to creating music, you have to have a certain level of IQ. I do believe you have to have a certain level of IQ, and I do believe you have, because
You
not
feel
just
bad and you
anybody
need
can write
advice.
a song.
I don't know if this is the best place to
I
get
love
it,
writing
to be
songs.
honest. But
I plan
is
on
VP
coming out
still
with
in
more
here?
songs. It
VP
just
maybe
gives
can
me a
help you.
chance to be creative. That's why I love doing it. I got 10 songs that I wrote, and I've already posted some of them online for you guys.
She's going
to
through a
hear.
relationship
I actually
issue.
posted the
thinks.
link to where you guys can go listen to the full song. I love writing songs, and I truly believe that's a gift that I have, because not just anybody can write music. I mean, you have to have some kind of IQ.
I'm the only nice
some kind of
person
talent.
here.
I have a
Well, no.
creative imagination. That's why I wrote the song "Lost in Monaco," and a lot of
Slurping
people
me
love the
up.
song that I wrote called "Full of Lust."
Full of lust.
That was a nice track. Creme brulee.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee, girl. I wanna take you to Saint Tropez when life of hell news takes off. Ooh.
Life of Hell News, baby. 10K by
That's a nice
December
track. A
or
lot
by
of
the new
people
year.
like the creme brulee. That's why I say I do believe you
What's
have
up,
to
Randy?
have some kind of IQ to conjure up choruses
High
and
IQ
verses for
songwriting.
songs. But
But he's using the AI app.
I never thought about being a songwriter professionally. I just always wrote songs as a hobby. When I was a teenager, I was on the gospel rap team at Creflo Dollar's church, and
Creflo
I used to
Dollar
write
again.
raps, and then it transitioned into writing R&B songs. But yeah,
I gotta go get some more weed.
I never thought about being a songwriter professionally, but it's a hobby, and I think it's a good hobby, because anything that challenges your creativity, I truly believe that's great for you. But all I want to say, guys, if you have not checked out that app that I was talking about, Sono. Make sure you check out that app. Make sure
Slurping Me Up in Monaco does
make sure
hit.
you,
It is a good song.
Get on there. You
Slurping
might
me
feel inspired
up
to write songs yourself.
in Monaco.
You never know what you might come up with. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Not trying to take too much of your time. I do plan on coming back with another.
That's reasonable to be upset, but I wouldn't. Don't get
plan on
violent
coming
about
back
it.
with another news story. If there's anything you want to talk about, leave in the comments on this presentation. But yeah, I believe I got a gift for songwriting. I really, really do. Writing life of hell tracks,
Creme brulee.
I feel like I've created a new genre of R&B. I've brought something new to the R&B game.
So remember this, okay?
We can call it sexless R&B.
Sexless R&B. Let's
what
go.
I'm bringing to the R&B game. But
King Savvy.
I feel like with these songs that I've written, I really expressed
Sexless
my creativity
R&B.
to the maximum degree with these songs. Yeah, guys.
Is it normal? Of course,
Like
Luna.
I say,
You
check
can't
out that
shut your
Sono
feelings
app.
off like a light
Let me
switch.
know what you think.
It's very complicated.
And I'll be back with more content soon. I can honestly say I truly like writing songs. Yeah, and I'm pretty good at it. But I'll let you guys be the judge. You guys have a good evening.
Talent for songwriting. Okay, here's an all-time classic. Maybe one of his top 5, I think, for the year. 30 and up, ladies, grow up. Views are kind of down again. 1,500 on this one. September 10th. Right? Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. I hope everybody's doing okay on this Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, September the 10th. Hope everybody's doing okay. I got something that I want to tell you guys. This is something I got to tell you guys. And this is gonna go out to a lot of the ladies out there. Like, you ladies, this is a public service announcement. It's funny how no women never challenge me on my content. No women never challenge me on my views. No women never comment on any of my content. And I guess the reason why no women never comment on my content is because I'm spitting the truth, and everything that I say is real. You got a lot of women, man, who are just, it's really sad how women, women are just all the same, man.
No women
They're
have
just
contacted
all
him.
the same. And
He really
you
asked a
hear
lot,
women
too.
saying that, you hear people saying that there are good women out there. You hear people saying that there are good women in church, and there aren't any good women out here. I'm here to tell you guys. What's really disgusting to me is how you see women who are 30-something years old, 40-something years old, and it's like they haven't matured. They haven't grown up mentally. They still ignorant. They still ghetto. They still have the same dumb mentality that they had back in middle school, back in high school. Some people just never grow up, and it's embarrassing. You're a grown woman. Act like it. You got grown women still playing childish games, and it's like at some point you got to grow up. You got to become a woman. You got to pull them big panties up, and you got to become a woman.
He moved in
You're
with
30-some
Josh.
years old, and you're still playing childish games. It shows that you never grew up. You're still doing
Josh
the
is
same
behind
things you
all
did when
this
you were
somehow.
15,
He
when you
is.
was 16, when you was 11, when you was 12. You're doing child stuff. And it's very disgusting to see a grown woman who hasn't matured, still got an ignorant mentality, still doing the same thing she did when she was a teenager, and she 35, 36 some years old. You're too old for that. You way too old for
That's
that.
a good plan,
And
Luna.
it's really embarrassing. And you women ought to be ashamed of yourself. You grown women out there who still lead men on, who still ignore men's text messages,
Oh boy.
who still ignore men's phone calls. You grown women that's
Good
in my
callback.
age range, that's 30-something, 40-something years old. I'm 36, but I'm talking about women that's in their 30s and 40s, and you still playing childish games. I'm starting to wonder, are some of these women retarded? Because you 30-something years old, you 40-something years old, and
Oh
the
my God.
logic and the mentality that you have is just so disgusting. Like, you still thinking like you did back in high school. You got the mindset of a teenager. You know? You got the mindset of a teenager. You're grown. Act
Savvy
like
doesn't
it.
like
Pull
immaturity.
your big panties up. See, I want some women to start challenging me on my content because
Yeah,
I know
teal
I'm
shirt
knocking
I
on
think is
wood.
best.
I know
Savvy
I'm
guy.
knocking on wood with my content, but I know no woman will come challenge me on anything that I'm saying because they know I'm right. All women, y'all the same. And see, a lot of guys have come to a point where they realize that all y'all women are the same. That's why a lot of dudes are not approaching. That's why a lot of dudes don't sign up for dating sites anymore, because a lot of guys have come to a realization that all y'all women are the same. All y'all women are shallow, and all y'all women are narcissists. A lot of men are seeing it, you know? A lot of men are seeing it. Y'all women are all the same. Y'all all shallow, and y'all just all the same. And a lot of men are tired of it. And for you women that's in your 30s and 40s who still playing childish games,
That's
who
true,
still
Luna.
want a dude who fits a thuggish type of image, you're retarded. I'm here to tell you, you're retarded.
You might want to think
Because
about a
you're
guy
grown
that doesn't
woman.
fit the
You're
narrative.
not in high school. You're not in middle school. You need to act like a grown woman. You need to get some maturity. That's what you need to get. Act like a woman. Like me, I would never get on a Pop the Balloon show because some of the things that those women say is just utterly ridiculous. And these are grown women we talking about here, guys. These are not women that's teenagers. These are not women that's in their 20s. These are full-grown adult women. And the stuff that come out of their mouth is just idiotic. That's why I've come to a conclusion.
Well, that's
when it come to
understandable,
women,
Luna. It's just something you'll have to adjust to.
there can't be any good women out there. There just can't. Even the so-called Christian women who say they're of God and want to read the Bible, give me a break. I don't believe there are any good women out there. I just don't. I do not believe good women exist. I truly believe that all women are narcissists and evil at heart. You know,
Shout
and
out to the e-girls.
for
Hell
you
yeah.
women that's 30-something, 40-something years old, you women ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You women ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You 30-something
I wanna
years
do a
old,
stream of
40-something
all
years
of
old,
the,
still playing childish games, still leading
waiting
men
room
on, still
streams
ignoring
of
men phone
Coco
calls
Star.
when they
We
call,
watched one of them
still
one time.
ignoring
That was
text
by far the
messages that
best
guys
one
give
she's
you.
ever done.
You
but
need to grow up and grow up here. That's what women need to do. Grow up.
It's like
and grow
watching
up here.
Sunday
And I
Night
dare
Heat.
some women to come on my platform and challenge me. I'm daring some women to come on this platform and challenge
Maybe you can
me.
get a
But
cat.
no woman will come on my platform and challenge me. No women will make a
Or what
video
about a
response to me.
hamster?
No women
worked
will
out pretty well
comment
for
in
Ruby.
the comment section. How
She
about
met a
woman
man
just
right
offer me
after
some
she got
coochie?
her hamster.
You know, if you in the South, why not just offer me some coochie? I would love a woman to offer me some coochie. But no, ain't no woman gonna come on my comment section and offer me no coochie. They're not gonna do it. Offer me a blowjob. Offer me a marriage. You know? Ain't no woman gonna come on my platform and offer me a daggone thing. You know? And it's just so disgusting when I see women who are fully grown and their mentality is still the same. They still got the mindset of a high school girl. You got women that's in their 50s who still think like a high school girl. They still think that they look the same as they looked when
I
they
think
were
he brings
younger.
up his mom.
That's how I know my mom's a fool. My mother still think that she the same baddie that she was when she's a teenager. And my mother's almost 60 years old. That just goes to show the delusional and unrealistic mindset of women. They're dumb. Women are just not intelligent species. I'm sorry.
Don't tell Daninsky that you love him. That might cause a problem.
It irks me when I see grown women behaving like young females. That's why the young girls are so dumb, because you older women are setting a bad example. Setting a bad example. You got women that's 40-some years old talking about, I want a hood ninja. And you're 40-something years old. Somebody need to slap some sense into you.
Oh my
That's
God.
what they need to do. I mean, it's just so disgusting, man. I get
Same
irritated.
baddie.
I really do. With you women. I mean, a lot of y'all just don't grow up. And they say that women mature faster than men. I don't agree that women mature faster than men. Because you got women who good and grown.
Yeah,
but their
Daninsky
mental
doesn't
has
care
not
for that
changed.
kind of behavior.
They still got the same mental. Their mental has not changed. You a 30-some-year-old, 40-some-year-old woman, and you still chasing hood ninjas. You still want a dude with swag and a dude who in the trap house. You an
Swag bomb.
idiot. Let me be the one to tell you, you're idiot. You're not smart. And a lot of women need to rectify certain things within themselves. It's a lot of things that women need to change within themselves. It's a lot of things that women need to change within themselves. It's just so disgusting to me to see grown women
Dome lights
who
on.
never matured. You're a grown woman that's in your 30s, and you still think like a high school girl. You're still playing the same games with men that you played when you was in middle school, that you played when you was in high school. It's getting old. You women need to woman up and mature. Grow up.
Woman up.
Grow up. That's why I felt compelled to make this public service announcement. For you women that's 30 and over, y'all need to grow up.
It's not even a presentation.
I
It's a
understand
PSA.
these young females in their 20s, teenage females playing games, and they have an immature mindset. But you grown women, you women that's in my age range, I'm 36. You grown women,
He
who
always
ignoring men's
has to
phone
say his
calls,
age.
ignoring text messages, y'all need to grow up because you're too old to be playing them childish games. You're just too old. You're not 20-something no more. You're not a teenager. You're a full-grown woman. And you still leading men on, ignoring text messages.
This is like a
When you
God
see
tier
a dude
promo.
texting you and clearly showing interest in you, you women need to grow up. Y'all need to grow up. And I dare some women to challenge me, because I'm prepared. I'm prepared for a debate. We could do a live stream. But
Yeah, top 5 of the
yeah,
year for
I know
Savvy,
everything
for
I'm
sure.
saying is right. And can't no woman challenge me on anything I just said. Y'all are all the same. That's why the young women don't have no direction, because the old chicks, just as dumb, don't have no direction. The old chicks don't have no
Blind
direction to
leading the
lead the young
blind.
women. So I'm just disgusted, and y'all women need to get it together. I'm here to tell
Get it
y'all.
together.
Y'all women need to get it together. Get it together, ladies. Get it together.
Get it together.
You know, you grown women that's in your 30s and 40s, you grown women that's 30 and up need to get it together. And that's all I'm saying. Y'all need to get it together, stop playing childish games with men, and be a woman for once in your life. That's what y'all need to do.
Damn,
Be a
bro.
woman, be an adult. You're not in your 20s and you're not a teenager. Happy Wednesday and have a good day. What's going on?
All right, so real quick on this one. He had talked earlier about the idea that he had a breakthrough in terms of R&B, that he was going to make sexless R&B. This is the fruition.
Guys, in this presentation, I'm going to be showcasing more of my undesirable male R&B artists. See, if I was an R&B artist, guys, I'd bring something totally different to the world of R&B, because most R&B artists are guys that get a lot of pussy. Most of them are guys that are desired But see, I'm putting on for the dudes who not being chosen, who not getting no pussy, who beating the drum every day. That's who I'm representing for. This is for a season.
Some people come into your life for a season. They say everything's for a reason. It's not hard to tell people who really fuck with you. The vibes never lie, this is why I pay attention to the energy. Some people come into your life for a season. They say everything's for a reason. You can feel it in your gut when a person is a friend. So glad I cut people off. Intuition never lies. Reading energy is something I wish I'd learned sooner. Some people come into your life for a season. They say everything's for a reason.
Remember the Iceman King Parsons promo where he said that he wasn't there for a season, he was there for a reason?
You can feel it in your gut when a person is a friend. So glad I cut people off. Intuition never lies. Reading energy is something I wish I learned sooner.
He does have a talent for songwriting.
Some people come into your life for
I hear you, Luna.
They say everything's for a reason.
I love that shirt, though.
I love that track. For a season. For a season. That's a real song. Some people do come into your life for a season. And you know what? After that season, they gone. After that season, you don't hear from them no more because they wasn't genuine to begin with. I got another song that I would like for you guys to listen to. This is another song that I wrote.
Holiday haikus.
Yeah, I think you guys will like this track too. It should start playing in a minute. This is Gain the World.
And again, I said this at the time, but some of this stuff is just MILF stuff that MILFs post on Facebook. What profit a man if he, what if he sells his soul? Like, come on, Savvy. He didn't know if it was really over or not. God. Incel Nickelback, perfect. Luxury items. Look how depressed he is, though. Uh-oh. Ava would start speculating if she saw these jaw movements. Luna, all you can really do is just put one foot in front of the other. Like, no matter what happens, like, you know the sun's gonna come up tomorrow. So you know there are, like, things that you have to do every day. So you just have to focus on those as you move
guys,
through
let me know
this
what you
kind of
think about that
transitionary
track.
period, you know? Focus on
I
the
think
small
that was a
things
very
that you
creative track
can,
that I wrote right there.
you know, kind of control.
Yeah. Okay. Money. Sex.
You guys let me know what you think about that song, Gain the World. I like that track. I think it was very well thought out, very creative.
Very well
And,
thought out.
I'm writing about something that
He wasn't a
I really
deadbeat,
feel.
was he?
It's good when you write about, it's easier to write songs about things that you can really resonate with, if you know what I mean. But you guys have a good one. Make sure you comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think about these songs.
Now, see, some people would tune out there, but
You know,
we know to hang
matter
on
of
to the
fact,
very
man,
end of the video.
you know, you know what? I got more songs that I want you guys to listen to. Stay tuned.
Bonus track.
Yeah, stay
Bonus
tuned for
track.
more songs.
Bonus
But
track.
you know what? Shoot, before I end this presentation, guys, I'm probably just going, you know what? I'm going to just throw a bonus song
Let's
in there for you
go.
guys to listen to.
Guys, this is pure magic. Pure
Throw a
magic.
bonus in there. You know, why not? You know, we here on a Friday chopping it up. This is a song that is very, it resonates with me very dearly.
When I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom. How slow was I as a teenager? I was so green. Girl invited me to the crib, and I had no clue she was trying to give me some. When I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom. I want some booty so bad. God send me a wife. I love beating hard like some beans in the trunk. Some guys would have hit it raw. When I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom. When I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom.
This song is called 19.
Should have been called No Condom.
God send me a wife.
God send me a wife.
Hard like some beans in the trunk. Some guys would have hit it raw. When I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom. When I was 19,
Oh no, not the downtown lounge.
but I know condom. At least I don't have kids or diseases. This girl thought I was a fruitcake because I didn't fuck her. But I don't wanna get burned and have to take medication for an STD.
See, I'm bringing something different to the genre of R&B. Most R&B artists are ladies' men, like I said, guys.
I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom. When I was 19, I was in bed with a girl, but I know condom. 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 But I know condom.
He had no condom.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that track. But we're going to go ahead and stop it right here. You guys have a good one. Talk to you soon.
All right, this is another one of my favorites. It goes back to something we've heard a million times so far, but it's the only way to really encapsulate Savvy Guy. Why haven't we met them if they exist? This is from
What's going on, guys?
September
Back at
27th.
you guys with another presentation. Happy Saturday. In this presentation, guys, what I'm going to talk to you guys about right now is, and this is something that you guys should think about. If there are good women out there, how come we never met them? This is a question for a lot of people who say that there are good women out there. If there are so-called good women out there, how come we never met them? I mean, a lot of you guys who went to church all your life, a lot of you guys who was raised Christian like I was, how come we never met these so-called good women that they say exist? Because I hear people say that there's so many great women out there, there's so many good ones out there. How come we never met them? That's a good question you guys got to ask yourself. When people tell you that there are good women out there, I feel like they're gaslighting you, because we went to church our whole life. A lot of us grew up Christian. A lot of us,
Sorry, I was looking for something.
you know, have good personalities. We don't have negative dispositions. And we have yet to meet these so-called good women that they say exist. I believe people who say that there are a lot of good women out there, I feel those are people who just want to live a lie. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who want to live a lie.
Do you think he really thought everyone would love those songs?
There are no good women out there.
I was trying to find
used
my
believe
Savvy
that there
Guy
were good women
presentation
out
that I
there.
did.
You know, that
If we
was
got
our
time.
belief. We all wanted to believe that there's so-called good women out there, but we have yet to meet these so-called good women. You know,
You're very upset.
don't let people gaslight you.
Are you still going
Don't let
live?
people brainwash you into believing that there are good women out there. Don't allow people to gaslight you. If there were good women out there, you would have met them by now. So would I. And a lot of you guys got to look at your ages. I mean, you're 30-something, 40-something years old. If there were good women out there, don't you think you would have met them by now? And especially you guys who
Teal
grew up
eyes
going
on.
to church like I did.
Very iconic.
Don't you think if there were good women out there, you would have met one in church? You know, a lot of you guys went to church your whole life, just like I did. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would have met some good women. There are no good women out there, guys. A lot of these women are entitled. A lot of these women don't have the best personality. A lot of these women have bad personalities themselves. There are no good women out there. And that's what you guys got to understand. If these good women existed, you have to use common sense.
There's a bunch more
You
of
would've
them
met
too,
'em already.
of the songs.
You would have a wife already. Especially you guys, because I believe a lot of the men who watch my content are 30, 40 plus. Tell me if I'm lying. I believe a lot of the men who watch my content got to be 30-something, 40-something
This is just a
years
hitter.
old.
It's just a one hitter.
If you a man, especially you 30-something, 40-something years old, and you're still telling yourself, oh, there are good women out there, I just haven't met them yet, come on. If you a man that's 30-something, 40-something years old, you got to get real with yourself. Even if you're a dude that's 20-something years old, you know, definitely, I would even say, if you're a guy that's 25, you got to be real with yourself.
Maybe he didn't see a
But
future because he
definitely,
feels like we're on the brink of like an extinction level event.
You know, I feel
Might not be
dudes
anything
who 20
personal.
something, they got to be real with themselves too, especially if they never had the best of luck when it comes to dating and relationships. I feel guys in that age range have to be honest with themselves as well. But if you're a man who's definitely, if you're a man who's 30-something, 40-something years old, you definitely got to be honest with yourself, especially at a certain age. You definitely got to be honest with yourself. If you a man, you're 30-something,
Oh, I don't know.
40-something years old, and you're still telling yourself there are good women out there, you got to stop lying to yourself. I'm telling you, you got to stop lying to yourself at some point. At some point, you got to start being honest with yourself. Definitely if you a man that's 30-something, 40-something years old, you know, and you talking about I haven't met the right one yet, and you're 42 years old or even 30 years old, 31, 32 years old, at some point you got to be honest and just admit there are no good women out there. You know?
Your
Don't allow
worriations
people to
will
gaslight you.
will lighten
People
up at
who
that
telling
point.
you there are good women out there, they're gaslighting you. Because they know daggone well you've been in the world long enough to where you should have met somebody by
You think
now.
Luna should listen to Savvy
know?
Guy?
Especially if you're a guy that's in your 30s and 40s. I'd say even 20s. But if you're a dude that's 30-something, 40-something years old, you've been on the planet long enough to where you should have a whole family. So there just comes a point where one has to start being honest with himself. And I'm totally convinced at this phase of my life.
Brad Hasbrook, W.
And I'm challenging the people who say there are good women out there. If there are good women out there, where are they? Where are they?
Where they at, though?
That's the question that I got to ask, and a lot of you other guys got to ask too. People who gaslight us, telling us that there are plenty of good women out there, where are they? Where are they? Just something to think about, I'm not going to take too much of you guys' time, but that's just something to think about, because I've always had people say, oh, you just got to find the right one. You hear people say, oh, there are plenty of good women out there. Where are they? Where are they? Do these good women exist? Or is it just a figment of your imagination? There are no good women out there. There are no good women out there.
I'm surprised I didn't comment on
And that's
this
what
one.
you guys got to remember. And for these people who tell you that there are good women out there, ask them to show you, where do these women exist? Where are they? Are they hiding
you
up under a
imagine?
rock? Where are these women? These so-called good
Oh,
women.
come on,
There are
Brandon.
no
You
good
know there's
women
good
out
women out there. Where they
A
at,
lot
though?
of these women, especially,
Show them to me.
nowadays, we all know they're entitled. They have unrealistic standards for men. You got women out here, they want men who make $500K a year.
He went to church. He thought that that's where
You
you
got
could find a
women out
good
here
woman,
who
but they were
saying
all demons.
They don't even want a man who's an electrician. I remember hearing a woman say she don't even want a man who's an electrician. My dad makes $2,700 a week. That's unheard of. So he makes $2,700 a week, sometimes $3,000 a week. That's really good money for for a skilled worker. You got a lot of these women, they don't even want a skilled worker. They want an actor, a football player, basketball player, big time CEO of a company. That's what women want nowadays. They don't even want men who have regular professions. Like an automotive technician, what I'm doing, most women feel that's not enough. An electrician, like my father, most women feel that's not enough. These women want CEOs of companies.
The morgue?
They want basketball players, football players, actors, musicians. That's what these women want. So the entitlement issues are just through the roof when it comes to today's women. $2,700 a week, that's $10,800 a month. Electricians make good money. That's a good profession, But a lot
They're
of women
making
say they don't even want a
freeloading,
man
son.
who's an electrician. They don't
At
even
least he has the
respect
decency to
skilled
get a
workers,
hotel
chefs,
now and then.
Automotive techs, heating and air technicians. Women don't even respect those, those type of career fields. You got some women who probably feel that not even a doctor makes enough money for them. You got some women, they feel a doctor making $100K a year, that's not enough. These women, like I say, guys, they have entitlement issues. And their standards are just unrealistic, guys. Totally unrealistic. So when people tell you that there are good women out there, tell them to stop gaslighting you.
Quit
But you
gaslighting
guys
us.
make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Leave your comments on this presentation. And let me know what you think about there being good women out there. Have you met any good women? Leave your comments. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, and finally we have, I believe it's called the holiday. It's some kind of like holiday celebration video.
You guys have a good Saturday. Good evening.
And then I got a couple bonus things to show you. Life of Hell holiday dance special.
When I'm out on the road, stand on business about you, shorty. It don't matter how many girls are me in this party, I'll only see you. So know
They love hot bums.
I let them know I love you more. Body to body. But I don't let them get too close.
Yeah, this is he just posted this not too long ago.
Skirt, skirt, beep, beep, beep. Now I'm pulling up. Baby, don't let get too close. Cause I'll be coming on to you, man. You know I'm coming home to you. Kissing and touching, when around she ready for loving. Me, I'm coming home to you. Ooh, I cut 'em all. Ooh, cause you firing up. Oh, my baby pressure, looking at body now. Skirt, skirt, beep, beep. I'm pulling up. Let them get too close. I'll be coming home to you. I'm coming home to you.
Sorry, I kept sneezing.
Kissing and touching, no interruption, ready for loving. Home to you. Yeah. Oh,
Electric scooter?
I'm coming home to you. Oh, baby, I'm coming home to you. That is a lovely song. That new Mario song is a lovely song. You know I'm coming home to you. Kissing your body, baby.
I'm unavailable for dating.
You coming over, ready for loving.
I'm just in advanced AI. The real Mark Fusion is in the Maldives.
Coming home to you.
In the back of the RV watching a
That is a
lingerie
beautiful
stream.
track. That new track
And
by
cranking
Mario,
it.
he really is an underrated artist. That was a nice track. Life of Hell choreography. We did it again. And another one. Just like we had another one, we gonna have another one.
We're going to have another one.
Thanks for tuning in. Life of Hell choreography. I'm your host, Savvy Guy. Good night.
I mean, incredible year for Savvy Guy. And I mean, we just scratched the surface on the content, really. I want to show you real quick. I did a tribute to Savvy Guy on one of my IRLs. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And then I've got one little. I kind of realized that I kind of, had a skill for songwriting as well. I think it's here.
Telling you to click their link tree.
Oh, here we
It's
go.
a trad girl. For this presentation, while we're
All right, sorry for the win. Here's my tribute to Savvy Guy.
it's really windy. I still got to go to Kroger after this. Anyway, what I thought would be a good topic for this presentation while we're walking would be to the idea that there are no trad girls. And I'll tell you why. When you woke up this morning, when you got out of bed, did you slide into a fresh pair of slippers? Freshly cleaned and pressed clothes? Did you walk out to a big breakfast spread? And a trad girl will even throw you some box on the way out to get your day started right. How many guys in chat? How many guys in chat to woke up something like that? Because if you're watching this video, that probably didn't happen for you. But it's really nothing to like, you can't really blame yourself, because what I wish someone had told me 20 years ago is that there are no trad girls. They don't
I'm really
exist.
moving out.
The same trad girls that are on TikTok in their little house on the prairie dresses are clapping their behinds and telling you to click their link tree.
We're really
You know
going.
what I'm saying? And I know there'll be people who will say, oh, well, Grace Thorpe, you know, you say Grace Thorpe is a trad girl, but would a trad girl let her starving dad eat Dunkin' Munchkins? Would a trad girl let her 6'8" dad eat miniature donuts instead of full-size donuts? That's foolishness. And I know there'll be simps in the chat who are saying like, oh, well, you know, this girl told me that she wouldn't sleep with me because she was a trad girl. Well, she's trad for you. Just because a girl won't give you the box doesn't mean that that she's a trad girl, right? She might be trad for you, but she's not trad for Chad, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about this presentation of, you know, the idea that there are no trad girls. They don't exist.
All right, there you go. There's my tribute to Savvy Guy. There are no trad girls. All right, and I really thought about, well, let's get some Savvy Guy imagery going here. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, hang on. Here, let's mute this. Now, I kind of discovered that I as well had kind of a gift for songwriting. So I came up with this little tribute to Savvy Guy using his favorite app, Suno. So here is my tribute to Savvy Guy, and I don't want to tell you the title because it's kind of a spoiler, but. Oh, sorry.
Savvy guy, 36, counting down the days. Fragrance in the air, sport coat tailored to amaze. Mirror shows the man, but the love just fades. No good women, he says, that's the anthem it plays. Dad hands him the blueprint, says this is the way. Mom struts the hallway like it's still her heyday. I'm the barrier of bad news, don't get your hopes high. It doesn't get better, Just kiss love goodbye. Dreams fade to shadows. Truth cuts through the lies. I'm the barrier of bad news. No tears left to cry. He walks through the world with a nervous look and shifty glance. He hopes you enjoy these presentations. Baccarat in the comments if you like his designer pants. On a yacht in Monaco, that's the line he repeats. While his heart takes a back seat, that means the drum get beat. Dad says, son, love's a game you don't wanna play. Mom strikes a pose like it's 1983. It did. I'm the barrier of bad news. Don't get your hopes high. It doesn't get better. Just kiss love goodbye. Just kiss my dreams fade to shadow. To shadow. Truth cuts through the light. Yeah. I'm the barrier of bad news. No tears left to cry.
All right, that's all of the I think that's all the lyrics for it. Yeah, but anyway, there's my tribute to Savvy Guy. I hope it was a good tribute to him. I really had to fine tune it. It did not want to say presentations. It kept like messing it up over and over and over again, but you're cresting. Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, thank you to Savvy Guy. I think YouTuber of the Year. I think his content is amazing. We just saw like a little bit of it, so like there's tons more for you to check out. But thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'll be here tomorrow for Prime Time with George Durunda. But until then, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And salute to a life of hell.